going.
I'm probably gonna say some shit. My mom doesn't want to hear me. Your mom
I'm gonna start the podcast. Once this starts, we don't edit anything out. It's all straight up on there. So don't say anything stupid.
Oh no.
You don't want. You want the world to know about it.
I exclusively say stupid.
Can't wait to just not talk the whole podcast.
Yes.
Oh, so you want me
everyone
to?
hates you already because
I know everybody does hate me. Why do they hate me?
because you don't like Iceland Kills.
Oh, I know. I actually do though. Just not the last two albums. I actually really like them.
Don't talk over there.
Like Safe is Just a Shadow is great.
Safe is just so.
1,000 miles of fire.
What's up, Jake?
Fuck is up.
I'm about to tweet out to
he's
tell everyone
texting.
to watch the podcast.
Tell him.
He's being a horrible guest. He's just on his phone.
Yeah, really. There's no fun.
You know what? That's okay. As long as he's letting people know about this, it's included. So,
Dude.
Plus, the last time was the first time I was doing live Instagram, and I was trying to figure that out at the same time the podcast. And I was talking to the guy, and Taylor, and I kept saying, "Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second." So I'm sure that was not the most fun episode to listen to because I also had to check the levels a bunch of times. So, but this time, no level. Actually, I should probably turn up the volume. No. You know what? We're good.
Yep, and here we go.
Hell yeah, there we are.
Dude, we shot up like 200 Twitter followers like in one day yesterday. It was nuts.
Or why?
So we had this Twitter user. His name is Mikey. At Starboy Patty is his at, but he did some merch designs for us that we dropped today. And apparently, I didn't know his account had like 4,000
Did you
followers.
say Patty Walters?
No.
Oh.
His username is Starboy Patty. I wish it would be cool if it was Patty Walters, but no. So I didn't know he had like 4,000 followers, right?
Yeah.
And he tweets, "Hey, I just designed merch for this band. The new single's awesome. Go listen to it." And just blew up.
Damn.
It was nuts. Yeah. Yesterday was like literally like people that I hadn't heard from in years were like, "Hey, your band is all over my Twitter feed."
So that's how you get followers on Twitter.
Yeah, you need to get some more merch designs, Jake.
You literally just gotta find someone that's got a lot of followers, right? And then that's it.
They call that influencer marketing. For those who don't know, Nick, did you know that?
I did.
You did know that?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
He's a smart man.
He is a smart guy. We love Nick.
Let's go, Nick. So tell myself and the listeners/viewers a little bit about yourself.
Who's your favorite Smash character?
Who's my favorite Smash character?
And your name.
I can open up with that.
Yeah.
Who you made.
Who got
My
my name?
name's Noah. My favorite Smash character. Open it like that.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go. Okay. Hi, my name is Noah. My favorite Smash character is probably like I don't know, like Shulk or something stupid.
My
Yeah,
name is
probably sure.
also Noah. I'm just kidding. I'm Andrew. I main Mario, but I think my favorite character might be the Marth Lucina combo because fuck yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I doesn't even play video games.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to look at technology. But if I did, my name's Koi, and it would be my favorite Smash character is Sheik.
She's so
Because
dope.
she's bad.
I know that Donkey Kong sucks on like Super Smash Bros, Mario Kart Racing, like all that shit. But I just love him so much.
He's like actually viable in the new game.
Nick beat my
Oh,
balls
for real?
Yeah, dude. He's got his upbeat, like he just puts his arms out and just fucking spins, right? So you call it the Dongcopter.
I call something
At
else a
first I didn't
Dongcopter.
get that, so I was gonna be like, "Oh, that's awesome," and then I caught it, and I was like, "That's genius." That's not awesome. That's intelligent.
I use it a lot.
200 IQ.
Yeah,
Play Donkey Kong.
Who did you say your favorite character was?
Sheik.
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 Yeah, it's because he likes hentai. So
There's nothing hentai about Sheik.
Shink.
Made me want to put a sheik through my forehead.
That would be like poorly drawn. Sheik is just shink.
All right.
Not gonna say
So
it, though.
for real though, take me serious. This is my goddamn podcast.
Okay, ask away.
Just tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
I thought I did.
That okay.
It doesn't get much more.
Smash. They're like, all right,
Okay.
but I feel like there's something deeper to.
I'll show you something deeper a little later.
This is a podcast.
That's a
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you need to go first.
Okay.
I gotta
Show 'em how it's done.
All right. So my name is Andrew. I sing in Thousand Miles of Fire, and something you might not have known about me was that something you might not have known about me was that I wasn't actually born in the U.S. I was born in Busan, South Korea, and I came to the U.S. when I was thanks guys 1 year old.
Why didn't I know that?
Wait, you actually didn't know that about me?
I knew you were
Dude, I literally.
Not Busan. Wow.
You guys are the worst best friends I've ever had.
Maybe 3 people was bad.
Oh, there's no way that's real.
It is.
Busan. All right.
Couldn't do it.
Oh, God. It's like Tucson after 1 in the morning.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, where are you going? Oh, I'm headed to Tucson. Oh.
We are learning new things.
Jake, I'm so sorry you had us on, dog.
Don't be sorry.
Oh, God.
All right, now you go.
There's no
Oh,
rules.
that's your only fact?
Yeah, I don't know. What else do you want me to throw out?
I'm Noah. I am from Little Rock, Arkansas. So you can take from that what you will. It's a lovely city.
So,
What do you-
uncle, mom, and auntie, dad, or
Whoa. Maybe.
I've never met him. You met his parents?
No, actually, I
All
haven't.
right, yeah, none of you have met my. It's because I met all of you guys. My mom abandoned me.
and Coy.
What do you
So-
play, Noah?
What do I play? I play the bass and
Smash.
guitar.
Besides,
And
Let it go. Let the smack
it's
go.
like, yeah, it's all I can think about, bro. It's the least thing.
You would be the young Neil if you've seen what is it, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Everyone's like,
yeah.
I hate
Everyone's
that
like,
movie.
what do you
What?
play?
I know. I suck,
Wow.
dude. I hate everything.
I know when you
that
just said that,
everyone
my
likes.
girlfriend just stopped watching this podcast because you said that. So,
Did she actually? Finn, I see Finn Parker.
Yeah,
What's
It's
up,
Parker, and that's funny.
Yo,
dear God. Oh, well, how much have you heard?
I
It's
need
also
to fix my fucking eyesight.
wow.
Who's on me?
Look, Nick's trying not to laugh out loud. He doesn't want people to know he's here.
Yeah.
He's just off
All
camera.
right. Also, hip hip Jorge. That's my buddy.
Yeah,
We run a meme
Yeah.
page.
What's the meme page called, Coy?
Little Stewart game.
Little Stewart gang.
Yeah.
So with that, do you ever like make 1,000 Miles of Fire memes?
I have
like,
never.
We have
Oh,
no,
this
no, no,
is
we
just
have a
meme
page.
generally.
We have a page. It's called Not
No.
Oh,
Noah.
Yeah, no, that is
No.
a thing. It's pretty funny.
No one's on it because I got rid of it. I didn't get rid of it, but I logged off it. I don't want to get back on it.
Oh, yeah, we should probably start
Well,
uploading
never
that again. I mean, there's stuff there.
We only do it when we tour.
Yeah, it's really just
so,
a tour.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Coy. Well, let's.
I'm
Okay,
Coy again.
starting with you. Say something about yourself, and
We're gonna
then
go.
how
You
you
have to read the
evolved
comments,
into
Coy.
being a musician. What got you into music?
Okay, well, I'm Coy, and I think music got me into being a musician.
Fucking asshole.
So,
Yeah. No, actually, YouTube got it because I saw all those guys singing to girls on YouTube. I'm like, fuck, I want to do that.
Dude.
And yeah, here we are. I learned guitar.
Dude, was
It
it
wasn't
was
like
it
that.
Asking Alexandria as a prophecy music video?
It might have been.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, or a
I
stick
think
stick.
when I got so I got an acoustic guitar, so I could serenade girls.
Oh,
That
so you're
actually-
a-
which
you're
I
a
never.
never shot never guy.
Yeah.
Wait, really? I didn't think you were going to see this, but you was.
so it started with YouTube. It didn't start with like another band or something like that, like normal people.
Well, yeah. Okay. So I listened to a lot of Drake, and in middle school. If that's what you're asking.
Is that?
But
yeah.
alternative music that I'm into now started from like Never Shout Never, and then
Okay.
I got real metal and bought an electric guitar.
Your buddy said something else, bro.
Oh no, that's
Somebody said something.
Boys got to read all the comments over there. You got to read those
he
ones.
said your YouTube sucks. But
Join. Marcus says
That's really
hi.
fucked up.
Marcus says
Hi,
hi.
Marcus.
Hi,
Hi,
Marcus.
Marcus.
oh god,
I think that's my
Hi,
Marcus.
Marcus.
Is that my Marcus?
who's it from?
Uh,
I have a Marcus.
I'm about to find out.
Fucking cat says hello.
Cat does.
Oh,
This is
hello.
a shit
Hello, you
show.
stinky lizard.
I cannot read that.
Maybe
Bailey
'cause it's
Marie
sideways.
87.
That's Coy's
That's my
girlfriend.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh,
my Marcus.
okay.
That's not my
I
Marcus.
wish it was my Marcus.
That's not different.
I don't know anybody named Marcus.
Me either.
Andrew, what got you into music?
The Clash did. So my dad is a huge punk rock fan. Yeah, so my dad's a huge punk rock fan. He actually played in a punk band in like the 80s. One of my first amps was actually one of his amps, which was cool. But yeah, he just like, I listened to like, as a kid, he would play like anywhere from like the Beastie Boys to like the Clash, the Replacements.
I love the Replacements.
Yeah, dude, the Replacements are so sick. And then from there, like I found Green Day and it was just fucking over from there. So yeah, that was cool. He taught me how to play guitar and everything. So yeah, kind of owe it to my dad.
So, musical household. Did either of you grow up in a musical household? Any of your parents or anybody play music?
I learned to play guitar from my uncle, and him and my mom were in a band.
Oh,
Really?
And they're old, so like I was saying, yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
She's not a phase that was like long.
What kind of music was it?
Blues, probably.
You can do better
Blues,
songwriting.
jazz. I can show you right now. At Kenny Cox Music, more plugs.
Can you play like the blues on guitar?
I can play some bass.
Yeah.
If you, all right, since this
Dude,
is my
you-
podcast, we're gonna talk about me. My first band.
You don't want us to talk to you. we
My
don't have
first
to talk to
band
you.
I played bass in,
Okay.
and it was up in Estes Park, Colorado, where the bluegrass is bluer. And yeah, I picked up a bass, and my friend taught me like blues
Nice.
riffs and whatnot.
On the
Blues
bass.
is,
I was
blues is
thinking
tight
that.
though.
I was
On the low key,
Blues is
yeah.
tight. If it weren't for the blues, we wouldn't have John Mayer.
God, I wish.
What the fuck? John Mayer?
I hate the fuck out of John Mayer, man.
You okay?
I guess I gotta sell.
Love him or hate him, you gotta admit he's an insane guitar player.
I gotta admit that they're a million better.
Oh,
You only like John Mayer because he's cute.
Dude, okay, so
Next,
what are we talking about?
Noah, what
Oh,
got
I
you
got
into music?
Okay, so this is there's some steps to this process.
Okay.
Okay, so what first got me into music is a little embarrassing because I'm from Arkansas. The country band Alabama. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I played the violin for about 13 years. 5 to 18, so 13 years.
Damn. Can you still play? You think?
Yeah.
You still have one?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know if violin.
Does
Yeah,
that
we're gonna
translate violin to bass? Not Arkansas.
And then from there, when I was 10, I got Guitar Hero 3.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what started it. Actually, no, I dated this really bitchy emo girl in high school, and she got me into like a Mice and Men, Mask Alexandria and stuff.
It was me.
It was yeah, it was.
yeah, it was Coy. Coy was the bitchy.
You're
And then
really
I got
fucking
into-
bitchy.
I am. Me and John Mayer.
I still can't get over that.
We can kick him out right now.
Yeah, we can kick him out of the band, too, yeah.
Podcast.
Well,
It was.
I'm gonna see him with Dead and Company next year, so fuck you.
I gotta sell your Christmas present.
The Grateful Dead. That's my guilty pleasure. Do you have a guilty pleasure?
Do I have a guilty pleasure?
I'm not a fucking stoner.
My guilty pleasure is
There's
Lord.
anything wrong with being a Lord.
Lord, I fucking love Lord.
She's talented.
She's a queen. I love her.
She's talented. Andrew.
Dua Lipa.
What?
I love Dua Lipa. That's on that. The chick that writes that girl that, or the chick that's the one that goes, say you're sorry, it's too late now, so save it. Good God, shut up. It's like a pop, yeah. It's super pop. I really like
I
it.
apologize that I don't know it.
No, like, so I live with Henry from Contender, and obviously I don't give a fuck. I've heard so many times on the radio, and I was tweeting about it, right? And he was like, dude, have you checked out the rest of her stuff actually? And I was like, no. And he goes, yeah, Dua Lipa slams. And I was like, really? Okay. So I went and listened, and I was like, this is awesome. So yeah, I got an upside. That or Water Parks is probably,
Water Parks is a guilty pleasure.
yeah.
Really?
TBH. I know a lot of people love them, but Instagram who really love them. Can't remember who.
No, they got some really, really good songs. I think they're very good songwriters.
Okay.
Yeah, they're awesome.
What about you, dummy?
Uh,
I'm sorry.
What about
You already talked to him.
What about
You
you?
started with him.
No, not guilty pleasure.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we're going back.
I don't
Okay,
know.
I see what you're doing.
I really don't know.
I'm
When
a
she
moron.
just shit it right when she said John Mayer.
John Mayer.
listen to him.
I hate
this
this
fucking
man.
hate but
Yeah, I hate him. Just to be cool for the cloud, but I listen to him.
For the cloud.
Yeah, dude.
Nah, dude. Oh, can I add another guilty pleasure real quick?
Sure.
I like Ghost Man.
Yeah, Damn.
Ghost Man?
Ghost Man.
Is that a rapper?
Yeah, that's a rapper.
A rapist?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good point. All right, tell me how you feel about this. My guilty pleasure is XXX. Whatever. Yeah, sure. That's how you pronounce that. But is it okay? So I don't like him because he's like a piece of shit.
He's
you know?
dead. That's fine.
But
Yeah, he's
now
super
that he
dead.
died, I listen to him because he can't profit off it. Is
I
that
don't know.
okay?
Nick, what do you think?
Does that make me like
I
a
guess. I'm not really good with like moral things. Like XXX, is it blah blah blah. Hasn't worked out getting him on.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be sick if you like watch your podcast though?
It would be sick.
I'd be
If
upset
he watched it.
it'd say like a whole.
I would just like to know if one and that end of life was weird. All right.
Hell yeah.
So, fuck off, Coy.
Me and Jake got we got along so well meeting each other for the first time.
Until now.
Until
when,
now.
when he was first drumming for us.
Yeah, and
It
then
was
fucking.
instant. We both talk shit all the time. It's great.
Let's talk about that.
Oh,
I filled in on drums for you guys.
it was great.
That was a fun experience. That's how we really got to know each other.
Dude, that show was so fun, honest to God.
That was a ton of fun. I apologize that I like overplayed, but I had so much drum pent up that I play
Just so
on
you know.
YouTube.
You look so
Not
mad.
100% sure.
You look so mad.
Wait, what happened?
She says that the quality is bad. I wish I could fucking test it and press that button, because I think that button does something and makes it louder.
That's what I'm talking about.
That little white button.
Coy, push the white button and then tap to text me and tell me if it got better or not.
What is that? Your mono and stereo?
What did
I have no fucking idea.
that might have done. Oh, the audio just went. Like, here, the audio level just stopped working.
So now they probably can't hear anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so
here,
press
it's
it
okay.
again.
Okay, what about now?
Okay.
Hey,
It's
Where do you-
not the best interface, and the microphone is behind you. I thought it would be easier.
Oh.
That way. So try and take the
Oh.
microphone off this.
Oh, do you want me to like put it right there?
Yeah, if we put it on the table, maybe it'll work.
that's weird.
This is still like a new thing going live on a laptop, so I'm still figuring that out. To Noah's girlfriend, I'm very sorry. That is such a pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah. No, you're a smart cookie, buddy.
You are.
Oh, now you're not.
You're retarded. You guys. Oh, you got it.
Oh,
Not
I didn't know.
quite.
More drinks.
for those of you listening, we're just trying to figure out the YouTube.
There we go. Let's do that.
Oh,
As
Watch
painful
yourself.
as all this YouTube audio shit is, I'm almost over it. Or I should just go back to using my phone for the YouTube live, because that's what I was doing. The only problem with it was it would just decide like, hey, I'm tired, I'm just gonna turn this off now. Randomly. So
it happens.
Yeah. Well,
it does
what
happen.
were we talking about? I already forgot.
We
You're
were
talking
talking
about
about guilty pleasures.
No, we were talking about you drumming.
Yeah, we
Oh,
talking,
right,
actually,
right,
we were
right,
talking
right.
about Ghost Man.
We're not restarting this.
But anyway, so what I was saying is, I apologize for playing too hard. There was a lot of pent up drumliness because I don't get to do it as
Is that a
often.
technical term, drumliness?
Drumliness, yes. But I had a fucking blast.
Dude, it was so fun, and the crowd was
Yeah.
insane. They were nuts.
And getting to know you guys was rad, because I feel like when you play shows with a band, like you talk in passing and you talk a little bit, but there's just like so much going on, like overstimulation, that you really don't like
Yeah, you don't have a
get to
genuine
know the
connection.
people. So
Yeah.
like I was really stoked to actually hang out with you guys.
Yeah, dude, it
Except
was
for
fun. It
Phil.
was fun having it.
Except for Phil.
Well, I hope Phil sees this.
Yeah,
Phil,
it's-
I miss you.
Phil, we
You're
love
fucking
you, but it was
just
so
kidding.
funny watching Jake make fun of you, dog.
Man,
He's not a bad guy.
No, we like Phil.
I like him. It's just he brought out the worst in me. But 1,000 Miles of Fire has been going for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
no.
No.
Not for you two.
It's been like a year since I joined. That's when the band really kicked off.
Yeah, really. We're really the only reason.
Let's
the
start
band
at the beginning.
did anything.
You want to
Tell
start?
us about the beginning.
He wants to start at the
of-
beginning. Oh
yes.
man! All right. So the
And,
beginning
You were-
was
And
Were you
Pusan.
12 when it
I was
started?
12 years old. Yeah.
Start at the beginning.
It was like a
Pusan.
year ago.
Tucson after midnight. Yeah, I was 12. So me and my best friend CJ at the time, he'd actually just shown me 4 Years Strong.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I was like, this is so sick. And he was like, dude, you play guitar? He's like, what if we just started writing songs?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. And then we ended up finding some other buddies. One of my friends, Teddy, who was in the, no, he wasn't. He just played guitar. I think we just knew him because he played guitar. We all got together and started jamming, and he ended up having like a lot of like, because he had guitar lessons, so he had experience actually playing. So once we got those three, like us three together, oh my god, guys, then that sort of started, and basically we just started out like covering All Time Low and Yellow Card and shit. And the funny thing is that this is something that this is like a meme. We didn't have a drummer till like 2016.
Like you just didn't play with a drummer.
No, we used a laptop,
Yeah,
and we fed the laptop with a click, and the laptop, well, the click went to us, the laptop fed out to the mains, and drum tracks played.
So have you been doing wireless since you were 12?
Yeah, we had like really cheap Chinese made ear monitors, but yes, we did send click to the cheap ear monitors.
Did you do the drums because you play drums? As well?
Yes, I did. Yeah, that's how that worked. And actually, even before we started putting out our own crappy original music that we recorded in my room, we had another singer, actually.
Really?
I wasn't a singer, yeah. We had this kid, one of my friends, Nick Gioli, way back in middle school, he was our singer, and then he left to go to a different high school when we all graduated from middle school. So
had you sang before, or you were just
no,
like,
that
fuck
was
it,
dude,
I'll
singing
sing?
was the last thing I actually learned how to do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna interrupt real quick. If you're not doing anything right now, our guitar player Jackson, his band Colony Collapse goes on at 7 Circle in 40 minutes. So get your ass over there.
That's
It's like $5.
Yeah, that's it. Do it. Go, to the
Go
show.
do that.
They're gonna kick ass tonight. I'm sorry we can't be there, buddy. But yeah, so we had another singer. I became the singer in like 2013, so it's like almost 6 years ago, which is nuts.
Damn.
And just recently, actually, when Coy joined the band, I stopped playing guitar too. So I just started singing.
You don't play guitar at all anymore?
Neither
No,
does
Just
Coy.
when you play that acoustic song.
Yeah, well, not live anymore. I play all the time when I
guess I
write.
didn't notice that you didn't play guitar at all.
Yeah.
Huh.
What were you on? He didn't play guitar
Drums.
in practice
I was
either.
on drums, you dumb fuck. Jesus.
Well, I guess you wouldn't. I played that one song solo playing guitar, so I guess
Yeah.
that makes sense why you would. Okay.
I don't know. For some reason, I just didn't think about it because, like, when you filling in, like, I want to make you guys look as good as possible. So, like, I'm not really focusing on what you're doing. I'm just trying to do my fucking job. So,
Yeah, so basically we got the early years, right? Then we got the
Mhm.
EP era, which was in 2017, and that was when like we opened for the main. We headlined Summit Music Hall with you guys for the first time, which was really fun.
yeah. That was
And then that lineup sort of dispersed. Everyone started figuring out that they wanted different things. Then Coy joined the band. I stopped singing, and that's kind of where we are now.
okay.
I get it. I'm not important. It's fine.
No, I was gonna tell Noah's story separately
It's
because it was
fine.
like I posted it on our college class group, and I was like, hey, if you are a bassist and you have experience in gear, then
Can you promote your shows on that?
And you didn't
Yes.
have experience
Yeah.
or gear.
Damn. I knew
We
I
can
should have
promote
gone to college.
your shows on there. We'll just say it's our band.
yeah, we'll just say, hey, go see the Backstagers with the street team. But
Or you can just promote your show that we're playing.
No,
That's-
I don't care about that show.
Fuck off.
So yeah, no, and then Noah and I were already friends from college orientation. We were good friends throughout freshman year. And he goes, dude, if I had a bass or any gear, I would so do it. And I was like, well, you're my friend, so I'm gonna make it happen. And like he just started playing with us, and that was it. It was fucking awesome. I was like, dude, I get to have one of my best friends from college in the band. That's fucking sick. It was awesome. So yeah.
How did you and Coy meet? Because you live in like Fort Collins, don't you?
Well, I lived in Estes Park,
This is
Colorado.
such a good
when I met
story, dude.
Andrew, so.
Yeah, he was actually like a fan of ours for a long time.
For real?
I'm trying
Yeah.
to think of where the
It was
first.
the Defy You Stars one, dude.
No, it wasn't. Let's try not to. Who else was playing
I'm
the
not gonna
show?
say it.
I think it was Shatterproof.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Are they still signed? 'Cause,
I have
like,
no idea.
They got signed, put out that music video. Shit was crazy for a little while, and I haven't heard anything else.
I
have no
literally
idea.
have no clue.
Huh. You know?
No.
He's like, I have no idea.
Brain games. We don't play brain games on here, okay?
We play
We got
guitar and drums.
listeners, we got viewers, people want to know
Shit,
shit.
they saw
Probably.
You fucking moron.
Back
No.
to the story.
You winked your other eye. They
Yeah,
didn't
it's
see
fine.
that.
No, I didn't wink my eye at all. Back to the story, Jake.
Yeah.
Shit.
Would you stop?
Would
kicking
you
me?
stop? No, it's
I
your
apologize.
it's your mic's fault, dude.
I'm doing my best.
Well, it's not good enough,
I did
Jake.
my fucking best. Anyway,
Back to my
Estes
podcast.
party.
Back to my podcast.
Okay, Joe Rogan.
I'll tell it.
Yeah, fuck
I
me.
went to go see Shatterproof, and I watched Andrew open for him. And at the time, it was like I was just playing electric guitar. I'm like, wow, this kid's like jumping on stage. I was like, that's sick. So I went and said hi, and then this little Asian boy. I'm like, wow, he's like a familiar, It's like having a familiar. I was like, man, this kid's so cool. And then we just became friends. And
Oh,
Yeah, you
you
can't.
just insinuated that you own Andrew.
yeah, I'm a fucking warlock, and he's my familiar.
God.
Oh,
But yeah,
fuck,
we became
dude.
buddies. He like ran the pit at a couple of our shows, which was really fun. And then
Dude, Pitmaster.
when we started dialoguing amongst the band at the time, like, what do we do to improve ourselves? They were like,
Yeah.
Andrew, it seems like you can sing really good, you can play guitar really good, but you can't quite do both at the max at the same time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll go with singing because my stage presence, I think is pretty good. And they were like,
For
all right, well,
sure.
who do you have in mind? And I was like, oh, I know a guy.
And then that guy didn't work out. So
No,
then he texted
you
me,
were the first one I
and
asked.
then he texted me.
God.
Well, actually, that guy
No,
didn't work out.
he was hitting up his homies from Busan.
Yeah, the
Trying to
first
get
guy didn't
somebody
work
to come
out. The
back.
second guy didn't work out.
Yeah, I asked
He
my,
burned through the list.
no, I asked my birth mom.
Wow. All right.
That's a little real.
Speechless.
180 degrees every like 2 seconds.
All right. So you formed. Where are you at now?
Here.
Where is it?
We are
Right
literally
now,
right here in your basement.
No, Dad.
Then why'd you fucking ask?
I'm saying, where's the band at now?
Literally in your basement.
Because you three are the only ones in the picture.
Correct.
That's not true. There's actually people behind us.
All right, I'm gonna answer this one since these idiots seem to not be able to.
Sorry, we love you.
If you
Um,
want to see the major chin scratch that I just did / eye roll, go watch on YouTube. Subscribe, like, and comment.
So we're running the wave of probably our biggest release yet. We just put out a song "Who We Could Be" actually a week ago from today, which is
Which
really cool.
I listened to it the morning after you released it. It was like the first thing I listened to that day. It was stuck in my head all day.
Hell
Oh
yeah.
man, thank you so much.
Because like I filled in for you guys, but like I also genuinely like your music, and it was cool like getting to learn it because then I could hear like how I don't know, just listening to all the different parts. It wasn't just like a full song playing. It was like a bunch of different parts playing. It was fucking cool. What are you doing?
Did we
Checking
play?
the streams, bro.
Oh,
Did we play Who We Could Be?
We did. We played the
I think
old
we
Who
did. We
Could
played
Be.
the demo version.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did play
Hell yeah,
that song.
brother.
and now it's totally different, which is cool.
Really?
But yeah, no, dude, the release has been
I can
awesome.
remember.
The release has been great. We've had way more streams than we thought we'd get. We've gained a ton of traction from this one.
Yeah.
And it was nice too because Water Parks was here 10 days before the song came out. So I went down the line and I just promoted the song early, and
Yeah.
everyone was like so hooked by the catchy chorus, and they were like, when does the song come out? And I was like, well, it comes out in 10 days. You got to pre-save it. You got to follow us. And that shot us up a whole bunch of followers. Then like I was saying earlier with the whole Twitter thing, that shot us up a bunch of following. So
Yeah.
we're like in a really good spot right now for the first time in a while, which feels really good.
It sounds like you're doing all the prep work to prepare for this.
Oh yeah,
release.
we have like a whole Google Doc
Yeah.
that was like the 7-day release plan,
Damn.
and it was all sorts of crazy and wild.
Is it gonna be an EP or an album?
It's just a single. We're just gonna do singles for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have another single coming out early next year.
Okay. That's what kind of a lot of bands are doing is they're doing like, are you familiar with Night Love?
Yeah,
Dude, I fucking love Night Love.
Same. I talked to him about being on here. We haven't figured out
I love
scheduling
him, dude.
yet, but I really admire like what he's doing, releasing the singles like every so often, but also releasing like a music video with each single. I think that's fucking
Yeah, that's
rad.
what we'd
I
like to
see.
do.
I see a
Are
lot
you-
of people doing that.
Are you guys gonna do a music video?
We're in the
soon?
planning phase of one for the next
Okay.
single. Yeah.
That's the hardest part.
Yeah, we're going for real like 2008 like easy core house party kind of video vibe.
Oh,
Should be
nice.
sick.
Can we use your house?
Definitely not. I want to have you in my house as less time as possible.
Damn.
Wow.
I understand.
Just
That's
kidding.
fair.
I was looking at you, but I was talking to Coy.
Yeah, it's because he
Oh.
fucking hates John Mayer.
I know. I need to fucking get over that. I'm sorry, Coy.
He's never
Everybody
gonna get
likes
over it.
things differently. Like, I'm sure you like some shit that I hate.
What do you hate that Cole
Uh,
might like?
I hate disco.
Coy loves disco. All tour, he only listened to disco.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, it was like the 80s all
For
over again.
real?
in our
What
Yeah,
the,
family.
dude.
did you say disco happened in the 80s?
Yes.
Radio.
Where were you?
Till the video
70s,
started.
bro.
Video. till
Actually?
the radio
Yeah,
started.
bro.
Oh, well, shows how much I don't like disco.
Love disco.
I just disco, and I'm not a huge fan of funk.
Funk is tight.
It's just, I don't know, for some reason, it just doesn't do it for me, but that's just me as a person, the way my brain fires, just doesn't click. So I can't really blame you for not liking John Mayer.
Well,
You
I know-
attacking his personality though, that's a little much.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, okay? He is
I didn't attack. I did the opposite of that. I called him cute, and I hate him for that.
You hate him.
you
What?
hate him because
Are you,
I hate him
are you-
because
I feel like you're backtracking to make yourself
That's
look
a good
better.
thing.
I feel like you're forward tracking it to be mean to me.
I'm
All right, you
what?
want? Do we need to repeat this? No. If you want to know why I don't like John Mayer, go back 10 minutes ago when I explained it, Noah.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, and subscribe
Yes.
to the podcast.
Yes.
While you do that,
like, comment, subscribe, do all that.
No more John Mayer.
Fuck, where were we?
we
Just-
talked-
Talking
new
about
single,
the band,
yeah.
new single,
Yeah.
More new
planning a
singles.
music video. Have you, so you recorded this single with Mike Anderson,
Yeah.
who is now in Nashville.
Yes.
So what are you gonna do about that?
Well, we did.
Did you guys
this-
already record the?
It's
other
already it's
singles?
done,
Yeah.
but it's
Oh,
not
okay.
with Mike.
Okay.
So we did it with Alex Scott, who drums and postcards. We did it with Redwall Audio, his studio up there. They've done Contender, all the postcard stuff.
Okay.
New A Whale, some Rain in July. I know Rain in July is in the studio in there right now.
Oh,
Fifth Flow. Love that band.
Oh, dude, they're so good.
Big.
Colony Collapse, who we were just talking about. They did their
Yeah.
most recent single in there.
Go see them.
Yeah, go see them.
You have
They're
30
on, like-
minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes.
where is that studio?
It's up in Westminster.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a really cool space. So we're thinking about when we release this next song, we're probably gonna go back to Alex
Yeah.
and then have Mike sort of produce it and work with us on like the actual creation phase of the song, and then have Alex
Okay.
mix it, master, and record it.
Nice.
Is what we're talking about right now, because we really like what Mike did with the pre-production and the helping with
Yeah.
writing. But I mean, obviously now that he lives in Nashville, it's gonna be easier for us to access Alex's studio.
Mhm.
I like working with him as an engineer. So
Yeah.
we gotta get the best of both worlds.
Yeah. I always hated the idea of a producer. I was like, before we recorded with Taylor Hahn, I was like, these are my ideas. The song's written. This is how we're going into it. 100%. Shut the fuck up. And then we started working with Taylor Hahn. I don't know if it's because he's like a good looking man or because he's like soft spoken and really nice, but he talked me into doing some things with our songs that I wasn't comfortable with.
Do you have a crush on him? Because it sounds like you do.
Oh, definitely. I have a
Okay.
man crush on Taylor Hahn for sure. You know who else I have a man crush on?
Who?
The guy who sings in the Amity Affliction.
Oh, Joe
Aaron?
or Joe?
The
Is it
screamer
Yeah.
or the singer?
Yeah,
Aaron?
the
Aaron
singer.
Singer?
Yeah, I
Stringer?
do too.
Stringer? Something like that. Aaron Stringer? I don't know what
Yeah.
his last name is.
You guys
Yeah.
both
I like
The
him
guy
because
who
he always
sings
wears
with
Cannibal
Space.
Corpse shirts and like Cradle of Filth shirts, so that's cool.
Yeah, he's like
I don't know.
super.
I
into
just
death
think he's a
metal.
good looking dude.
Oh yeah.
There's a,
Deathcore sucks.
I definitely have a type for sure. A type of good looking dudes. I
It's
can
John
admit
Mayer,
when,
right?
when a guy is good looking.
Is John Mayer a good looking dude?
Yeah.
Honestly, John Mayer doesn't do it for me.
No?
I
'Cause
don't
Coy
find
thinks he's
him
cute.
good looking.
Nick does.
I did what?
You find John Mayer good looking, right?
Yeah, he's a good looking man.
He
Yeah.
is good looking. I will say that.
I mean, he's not bad looking. He's definitely good looking for
I
sure.
like if we just keep coming back to John Mayer.
You're pretty good.
It's a pretty big
Thanks,
point.
man.
I mean, he just straight
You're
up
beautiful.
opened the podcast saying he hates John Mayer.
That's true.
Like,
Yeah, but I forgave him. Okay, we're moving past it. That's just one of those things. We disagree, and we're just gonna move past it. Maybe when you get older, you'll realize that like slower music can be good too.
Okay, I have a story about
Can't even
that. So,
guess what it sounds like.
that's why I don't like turn.
last-
If it isn't over 200 BPM, I'm out.
last 2 years ago, one of my best friends, Ethan, we were talking about just music that we did because that was right when he kind of like had a pop punk phase, got out, went to the indie and pop stuff, and then got back into pop punk.
Yeah.
And when he was getting back into pop punk, he goes, "Dude, songs without drums suck." I was like, "You mean every song without drums sucks?" And he goes, "Yeah, like acoustic, boring." He's like, "Some of the digital ambient shit, boring." He's like, "Songs with drums only." I was like, "Ethan, what the hell is wrong with you, dude?" I was
No,
like,
that's not true.
"You're about to graduate high school," and then he came around. But oh my god, that was the
Yeah.
funniest argument I've ever had.
I mean, when I was in high school, and even, I mean, up until probably 4 or 5 years ago, I refused to listen to anything on the radio because it was on the radio, and it was like pop punk, easycore, and hardcore. That was it. For some reason, I just believed that that was the only way, and I'm glad I got over it. And I hope one day you get over it too, Coy.
He's stuck in 2008. Attack Attack still his favorite band.
But Mice and Men is still my
Stick
favorite band.
Who?
But Mice and Men, self-titled album is my favorite. So Attack, yeah.
Another band just never did it for me.
Man,
The only
You're
time I
missing
liked
out.
of Mice and Men, I saw them live one time, but Jerry Roush or Roush.
Jerry Roush.
Yeah,
You saw him with
Sky Eats
Roush?
Airplane. He was doing vocals for him.
was it the fill-in tour that he filled in with?
I believe so.
Yeah, and they
I
like
think-
recorded
yeah,
that
it was
poker
with-
face
Who were
cover.
they? Who was headlining the show?
I can't remember.
Skylit Drive.
That's right.
Dude,
Big
that
there.
I missed that band.
Skylit. Did you see that picture that some dude posted that Corey LaQuay, their drummer, is a mailman?
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Wow.
was like, the drummer from Skylit Drive is my mailman. That
Damn.
made me so
I bet
fucking
people say
sad.
that. People say that about me probably.
Are you? Oh yeah. You are a mailman. That's hilarious.
People up in the middle of the
Man,
woods.
that guy from 1,000 Miles of Fire, the tall ginger one, he's already washed.
Yeah, I already watched that, man.
No, it was sad for me because like Travis Barker, Aaron Gillespie, and Corey LaQuay were like my drumming idols.
Big nut there.
So, I mean, he went downhill when he started getting dreadlocks.
Yeah, don't-
Sorry.
Don't do that.
But yeah, it just made me really sad to see that because I was like, fuck, I hope that doesn't happen to me.
What if it does?
Well, then
Did you go work for FedEx? It's like similar, but not the same.
I can't do that
No,
because of
fuck
my
FedEx, man.
tattoos and ears. And
It's not
The
true.
post office isn't
I know a
there,
dude who
man.
works for FedEx.
really,
He's got a bunch of tattoos. I know a dude who works for FedEx has a tattoo on his hand. Like,
okay,
Right there.
you know what? I just don't want to.
You
Okay,
could have just,
I found
you
my
could've just
niche
opened up with that.
in detailing cars.
That's a
Yeah.
pretty sick job, though.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
gonna bring my
it's
car to you.
I am the only person I know. Like this is me getting high on myself, but I'm the only person in our shop out of 8 other dudes who have been detailing for over 10 years. I've been doing it like 2 years. I'm the only person who's allowed to detail Audi R8s and anything over $100,000.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm big surprised that Jake isn't like in a new metal band. Like he works in a car shop.
What's your stance on Limp Bizkit's seminal album, Chocolate Starfish in the Hot Dog Flavored Water? Because
just one of those days.
He's up in the bathroom on tour while he was pooping.
Are you guys familiar with a band called Fox Lake?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I'm not.
Okay,
Those are
I
movies.
love them. They're some of my best friends, and they covered
I know.
break stuff.
I know.
You can just call it what
You've
it is.
seen
It's
them?
break shit, sir.
Is it break shit?
Just
Yeah, I mean,
Brandon,
that's like the radio titles, break stuff. It's stupid.
Brandon listens to this podcast. No.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's all about the he said, she said bullshit.
I have another story. So Noah was humming that Chocolate Starfish song to himself in the bathroom in a rest stop on tour. And so he's humming that to himself, right? I'm going in to wash my hands. And I hear him singing Chocolate Star. And I'm like, oh God. And he goes, hey, Andrew. And I said, yeah, what's up, Noah? And he goes, can you get me baby wipes in the band?
Wow.
I said,
You could have
Yeah, Noah.
told them the story where we were at a different rest stop and you walked in on me singing Fireflies.
no, I have a video of that.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty funny.
up
Yeah.
somewhere.
I didn't even
City.
walk
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
You went to poo, I went to pee, and you started dancing.
No, that's right. I wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, you were just dancing. Tour was fun.
Yeah. How many times have you guys gone on tour? Twice?
Twice.
Nice.
Once with them, once with the different.
Well, once it's
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we played the first tour we did. We actually played New York
You
City,
toured?
which was
With a famous
Yeah.
band?
that was awesome.
Yeah. I haven't ever toured out east, unfortunately. Like the furthest east I've gone is Chicago, but I would like to go out there because I feel like backseaters would like fit in a lot better on the East Coast. Because
Yeah, I
we're
get
not
what
like
you're
shoegaze enough for like surf rock, you know? So I would like to go to the East Coast.
Yeah, dude. No, New York City and the whole East Coast is super tight with supporting that kind of music. So,
Nice.
I mean, obviously it helps that I'm from there too. Like I lived in Brooklyn for like the first.
Did you lie to us? I thought you were from Busan.
I said in the podcast that the first place I lived in the U.S. was Brooklyn.
I wasn't paying attention.
Of course you were.
Go figure.
Busan, Brooklyn.
I mean, they have a little Korea in New York. Wow. Close
Tour
enough,
is
right?
rad though. But what would
The
you
world is
like
amazing.
if you had one tip each of you, if you have one tip to give somebody going on tour, what would it be?
Don't bring Noah.
Yeah.
Baby wipes. If you don't think you're gonna need them, you're wrong.
You are very wrong. You will stink.
That's a fair tip, actually.
You will feel sticky.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for these questions. My
You
my
had
tip
notes.
on tour is have fun, man. It's actually
It sounded like you said like
sound like you were-
tampons.
yeah, bring some tampons on tour, man.
Yeah, just in case.
Sound
Get a
like you were
nosebleed
gonna
on both
cry.
nostrils.
I am. Go on tour with your best friends. Go on tour with other bands. Make them your best friends. I'm trying. I'm really trying to try.
Better hand.
Go on tour with a better hand. That's my
He's
tip.
crying.
I'm trying really hard.
He's tearing up.
Ugh. I'm like actually trying to get him to
You're trying to
Yeah.
cry.
My
It's
tip
pretty good.
for touring is to like I don't know. I mean, it's kind of along the same lines as Clay. Like really value what you're doing because it's
Yeah.
fucking cool that you're hundreds of thousands of miles away from home playing music with your friends. That's sick.
Yeah.
And I didn't really like at the time. It was like, oh, I'm so tired. Oh, we didn't get this loaded in. Oh, Clay wouldn't fucking load in his gear.
Oh my god!
This
If he
wouldn't happen.
brings up carrying the cab up the stairs one more
If I
goddamn time,
bring
I'm
up
quitting
the
band.
hardest thing
I'm quitting
any
the
of us
band.
would have ever had to do on tour, I did it by myself.
His story is basically
127 steps. I counted them.
Oh yeah.
Carrying
No,
a
no.
rack case.
That's
No.
a lot of fucking
He's like
stories.
this
Carrying
is
a
like
rack
I
case?
walked to school uphill in 50 feet of snow both ways. That's his story. about
That's like that's
carrying
like
the
his
rack
version of
case.
that. That did not
I
happen.
carried it up
No, dude, I
127
very
flights
much
of stairs
remember me and Frank
to load in
struggling up the
and
stairs.
load out, and I carried Jackson's head up the stairs.
And here's the
You
here's the
only
best
did
part,
that.
right?
You
Y'all
only
went
did that.
y'all went back to the
carried
hotel when I
everything
backlined everything.
All right.
Hey, you said we could
Our band's breaking up. Thanks.
right now
End of the
on
podcast.
this podcast.
We're done.
So I would have to agree with you. The whole,
Yeah, no,
Have
on
fun
a
thing.
on a serious note.
Tour was
yeah.
an
for
awful
some
idea.
reason, one of my favorite things is I would just forget what day it was
Yeah,
because every day is Saturday.
Yeah,
pretty much. Not working.
Yeah.
I did the same thing when I got back home. So.
And like, so the first couple of nights sleeping on a bench seat and shit, if you're in like a traditional band, it like sucks the first 2 nights, but then like after that, you just can't wait to get back in the van, curl up in your sleeping bag and fall asleep. Like, and you just sleep.
I
If
can
you're not
give you.
driving or co-pilot, you just sleep so much.
See, we did it different.
I can give
we
you.
did it
I can
much
give you good
differently.
tips not to do. Is
Yeah,
take
is-
a minivan.
Don't take a
with
minivan
5
without a
dudes.
trailer.
Oh,
We did a minivan without a trailer.
Don't get your Switch stolen on tour.
Did it have bucket seats, or
No.
did it have like a? It had.
Well, we
an
only
actual
spent
backseat?
one night in the van in Wichita, which was hell. But after that, we did
Yeah.
hotels, which actually
He-
ended up costing us less
He
money.
actually at 1 a.m. got out of the van with like I think it was like a sleeping bag and some blankets and a pillow. And we were parking a Walmart parking lot in Wichita, and he started to walk over to an overhang. And then he saw like a drug deal go down. We saw it from the car, and he ran back to the car
Yeah.
and got
So
back in.
it was like blistering hot in the van, but we couldn't roll the
Yeah.
windows down because it was raining, right? We we're all trying to sleep in there. There's fogging up in the windows. Everything was awful. So I was like, you know what? Fuck this. And I was like, you think I could fit under the car? But I couldn't fit under the car.
He did
right?
try to sleep under
I
the
did
car.
try to fit under
There
the
were
car.
some creepy people in Wichita. So if you're going to sleep in Wichita, you need to go a little further into Wichita than we did because
We were like on the outskirts of the
We-
butthole.
went to McDonald's. So after this, we were like, okay, none of us are going to get any sleep. Let's go to McDonald's. So I drove us to McDonald's because I was in the driver's seat. And on our way back,
It
we
sucks
saw
sleeping in the
a
driver's
dude
seat.
who looked, he was like dressed like One Punch Man. If you've ever watched One Punch Man, the anime, he was dressed like One
Yeah,
Punch
he had
Man.
the cape and everything.
But you got to keep in
Let's
mind,
just
it was
put
2
this
in the
out
morning.
here for future reference. I don't watch anime and I don't like anime.
Why
I
don't
mean, you're
like-
wrong, but okay.
Okay, well,
I know
whatever.
I'm wrong.
So
Whatever.
I hate
This man-
everything that everybody loves.
He looked at us as we drove by him, and then immediately, like Naruto, ran in the opposite direction.
Yeah, like this
Like
with his cape
full-
flying
Yeah,
in the
with
wind.
his
Yeah,
cape
dude.
flowing
And
behind him at 2 in the
our
morning.
friend Jackson, who's been playing guitar for us, was like, turn the fucking van around. And I was like, no. And he's like, we need to go find One Punch Man.
Oh man!
That was a wild night. We can tell you so many stories from that.
Just for that one, literally, just from that one night, we probably have 10 stories. That night was wild.
Yeah, dude. Like, yeah, the drug deal thing. And
Drug
That's
deal. There was a
insane.
dude who like followed us like on foot into the parking lot of the
Yeah.
Walmart and
oh, yeah, then he
walked
was like,
around outside our van and the other band that we were touring with, and walked around their van for like 10
yeah, no, I had
minutes.
his knife on him. That
And
was
Jackson
wild.
and I got out of the car and we had to like walk around to make sure the dude had actually left. Shit was wild.
Yeah, we saw drug deal. And,
Another tip: bring a weapon on tour.
Always,
Yeah.
yeah. You always gotta be strapped.
I always had a knife and then
And your piece, yeah.
Remember when
No,
Taylor?
I don't wanna
Wichita
say it.
Mall?
Shit, dude.
I thought
because
we were joking,
technically
but
they're
alright.
illegal,
I thought we were joking.
which is
All
ridiculous.
right, well, you're going to jail.
Okay, postman boy.
Yeah, I will.
That's your rap name.
Postman
Coist
boy.
Postmaster.
Postmaster.
Postmaster boy.
man. Coist man.
The Postmaster.
So I want to go back to the single, Who We Could Be. And also I just kind of want to talk about songwriting because we already talked about, I can't remember, did we do it on the podcast or before the podcast?
It was before it started.
Before
we
the
just having a chat
podcast,
about this. Yeah.
I asked you if you wrote the songs and stuff. So like writing this song, kind of what is it about? How'd you go about like writing it? How did it come to be?
It started, and there's a video on YouTube coming out about this. I'm starting to do a series where I kind of explain the story behind each song.
Okay.
And throw it up on YouTube.
I really like when bands do that.
Yeah, it's cool. I'll backtrack a little bit. We have an album, like a full length album. It's 10 songs. It's not very good, but it exists. Not on Spotify or anything. So if you find it,
It is.
good for you.
Okay.
I don't believe you.
I think it's good.
I know.
I enjoy
I think the
it.
songs are fine. I just think the
Yeah.
recording is terrible.
I will not lie to you. I've only listened to like half of it.
It's we're probably not going
Did
to touch
you
most of
record it personally?
that. Me and a good buddy of mine from my childhood actually worked on it together. And he has an awesome project called Corsicana. But anyway, so I'll backtrack. On that song, the first song on that record is a song called Spruce Street, and that was about my friends. I've had like the same sort of group of friends since middle school, which has been crazy.
Yeah.
It's awesome to kind of keep that connection with people. And so obviously I love them with all my heart. So I wrote a song about them. And then fast forward to like, we're all graduating, we all ended up, most of us ended up graduating from the same high school, if not at exactly the same time. And it was like the last day before some of my friends would go off to college, like move out of state, I would start classes and I was like, guys, everything's going to change. Like this is, one last night that we have to do, anything we want with zero repercussions whatsoever. And that's where the Live It Up for One More Night thing came from. And then I wrote that down and I had it stuck in my head and I kind of had a melody going. Really, I completed the lyrics in like 30 minutes. I just wrote until it came out. And then
Those are usually the best songs.
yeah, and I had the melody, so I recorded the melody, and then from there I just put chords to it. And like I said, it was really different before Mike touched it. It was a totally different song.
Yeah.
So Mike really helped flush out the song in terms of writing. But that's basically how it was. I just wanted to write something about people that meant a lot to me, and had the melody in my head, and from there it was just there you go. And I also knew I wanted to break down.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted to break down. Those are the three things.
One thing I enjoy about your guys' band is the breakdowns. Because you would never, other than Like Serpents, I don't think any of the other songs you would expect a breakdown in any of them. And I always wanted to be in a pop punk band, like drum in a pop punk band, like to boot, but also play breakdowns. So I never really got to do it. I played along to it on my iPod, but like when I learned you guys' breakdowns, I kind of had to learn breakdowns.
That's right.
It was kind of insane.
I had to learn guitar when I did it. So.
I had to learn how to do anything.
Yeah, he literally hadn't touched a bass before joining the band.
Never.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of insane actually. It's like super impressive that he picked it up that fast.
Yeah, no, I'm like Geddy Lee from Rush. I'm pretty fucking awesome.
I wouldn't go that far. I would say
you're right. We should go even further.
no.
So did Mike help with the structure or like chords? Like what did he contribute?
The chords and the melodies all stayed the same. There was a lot of just like unnecessary bits for the same chord progression with no leads. Would play over it a couple times. So he trimmed all the fat off.
Yeah.
We added the gang vocals in the bridge didn't exist before we went to Mike, and him and Coy actually came up with that idea, which was really cool. Changed the breakdown pattern because it sounded too much like A Day to Remember.
Yeah.
And then he really, like I said, he really just helped flush out the song. Nothing about the song is like super different, but at the same time, it's totally different.
Yeah. That's another thing you don't realize until you work with like a producer is you write these songs, you practice it, you hear it so many times, and then somebody else hears it and they hear like parts that obviously you're not hearing in your brain. So it's like cool to collaborate.
Yeah,
with
he
somebody
he did stuff that I would have never thought to put in the song, which again
Yeah.
was cool. And another cool thing was we got to actually involve our fans on this song.
Yeah.
In the bridge where those gang vocals are.
How many people did you have to
It's like
do?
9 people, I think.
You, me.
5 for
I wasn't there. So
Isabel,
Foods.
Sarah, and Kelsey.
I don't know. It's crazy. I think
Like 9
to
people.
like I have the demo that you played with us
Yeah.
in the Dropbox, like still on my phone.
Yeah.
So I can go back and listen to that, and then I can go into the Google Drive folder for the pre-production, listen to the pre-production, which is
Yeah.
almost the same, with a few minor changes, and then you can listen to the actual, the first mix, all the way through all of the mixes that we were sent into the master, and just hear how much the song changed.
You want to hear something funny? Is originally when I did Ground Up, just like in the demo, it was late at night. I was like, what the fuck? There's screaming
Oh,
at
yes.
the end of Ground Up.
That's my
Can
favorite.
you,
Backseat
release
song,
that
by the
demo?
way.
I don't know.
Feature
It is.
me.
Just send it to us. And
Yeah,
yes,
feature
it's my
us.
favorite Backseater song. I
Okay.
fucking love that
I'll
song.
send it to you. It's again, it was late at night. I was like, fuck it. I'll just do it. And so I did like, you know how in some A Day to Remember songs, like you hear the singing at the forefront, but like Jeremy definitely screamed in the background.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Nice.
And I
That's
just-
so sick.
I don't know. I thought it
Dude,
was
I like it.
But I
it
will,
sounds
I will
such a
send it
jam.
to you.
Yeah, I want to hear that version because I love that song, honest to God.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
dude.
You know what struck me as being weird is a lot of people loved Wander off of that EP, which I love that song too, but I would have not thought that was
Is that on the
One.
Phantom one?
it's the first song.
Oh, see, I really like that one.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that I thought it wouldn't be popular. I just didn't know that like people would pick it as their favorite.
I
It's not
okay.
the one
I'm-
you want. It's not the one you thought.
I,
I think when you have a set of songs, you have like
Yeah.
one that you think, okay, this is going to be the one people like,
mhm.
and that wasn't the one you thought it would be.
Yeah, I mean, Phantom is just like super personal to me, and like I love that song. Like playing it, I enjoy listening to it. Like I just love that fucking song. And so when people say that they love Wander, like that means a lot to me too. But I was just like, oh, but Phantom.
Yeah,
They're
we
like, listen to this one. Like, fuck.
we had
Yeah,
a
this
similar situation when we put out the EP, the last EP that we did, Moving On, Moving Forward last summer.
Yeah,
We put out, I mean, obviously Open Arms, the poppy banger, and then Like Serpents is the one that everybody likes because it's got lots of breakdowns. It's really mean.
oh yes.
I didn't expect Amends, like, I mean, you remember playing that song with us. That
Yeah.
song is like that song is like a completely out of left field for us. It's totally a different departure from
Yeah.
everything we've ever done.
You know what it kind of reminded me of is the first song on which Neck Deep album? I think it's Life's Not Out to Get You.
Oh, Citizens of Earth, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, someone, Ben Weir from Tonight We Rise was like, this is like Thrice. This is just like old Thrice. I was like, what? But I mean, like, we've never done anything like that before, and it was really cool to kind of venture into that territory. We want to do it again, but
yeah,
everybody wants us to play that song. Like, we have
yeah.
Finn, who was in the podcast watching live earlier, is like, I demand justice for Amends. And we're now going to play it at every show because I fucking love playing that song.
Yeah, I bothered you to play it a lot too. Like when we stopped playing it, I was like, fuck, I really
Oh,
want to keep playing the
yeah.
song.
But then our hands hurt.
Yeah, it's a fucking pain in the ass song.
It's a meaty song to play.
But I think I like Amends the most because I think it sounds the most like the band that we're named after. That is
Story of the Year.
Story of the Year. That was in the back of my head.
You guys are named after.
We're named after Shore of the Year, yeah.
Hear the city lights burn
Like 1,000 Miles of Fire. Yeah, Anthem of Our Dying Day, dog.
I think it sounds
All
most
right.
like that band.
I
Yeah,
love
you're right.
that.
No, there was some hella Story of the Year in that. Story of the Year is like one of my all-time favorite bands.
Same.
Really,
Yeah,
Big
dude, I
same.
fucking love Story of the
the
Year.
only song
Never
I've ever
listened to
heard is
Story of the
Until
Year.
the Day I Die.
That's
That's
a
a
lot.
Yeah, that's probably
banger.
the first like punk song I ever listened to. So.
I don't even know what that band sounds like. I'm
Oh,
not gonna lie.
Oh,
So you
yeah,
know what I
they have
listen to.
so much of a dynamic range. I'm sure you'd find something that you'd like in their discography because they're awesome.
Let me tell you, you ever heard of the Fuck Off and Dies?
Yes.
It's,
That band is awesome.
Same
The
singers.
Fods.
The Fogs, yeah. Singers band, same singer.
This is
from
a
each band.
family-friendly podcast.
Yeah.
I have to ask you to stop swearing.
False.
Break.
What were we talking about?
Songs. How much
Yeah.
you like songs? How much
Yeah.
you like songs?
Coming from 1,000 Miles of Fire, Amends. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask. Do you ever worry sometimes because like you have songs like Open Arms and then you have songs like Amends? Like, do you ever worry about having those two like varying songs?
Never.
No.
No, because if
I
people
mean,
go,
I think it's cool. Like, if you're gonna do it, fucking do it. don't be apologetic about, oh, well, this is the heavy song. Sorry. Like,
Well-
if you're going to do it, fucking do it.
I mean, there's 2 reasons why I don't care. And number 1 is just, well, 3 reasons. Number 1 is because I'd like that both sides of
Yeah.
stuff. Number 2 is because if someone were to listen to us, click a song and be like, just a random song and be like, oh, I really like this one. If they'd clicked another song and it was kind of out of their taste, they wouldn't
Yeah.
be latched onto us. Like Open Arms has gotten just as many fans as the men's has. So when you have a really cool dynamic range, it allows people to kind of find their niche within your stuff.
That's really
And number 3, it's because we played with bands like The Main and the Mowgli's and Vinyl Theater, like pop bands. And then we've played with
Yeah.
Palisades, Franz from Attila.
Bronzilla, baby,
Yeah. So basically, when you have a
You've played
with the
Franz.
his rap.
Franzilla,
Franzilla.
the rap project. It was
how?
Jeff from Soda Jerk Now Live Nation was just
Yeah.
like, hey, can you guys open this? Like, I just need someone to open this. It was a lot of fucking people too.
Oh, I'm sure.
We should play with Bone Crew, man.
That'd be sick.
I have no idea
Oh,
what that
It's Franz's other thing. It's like trap metal.
I want to play with Amir.
He has got like a whole like ass like rapper on it.
is.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
the point I was trying to make is that when you play with The Main, you just play your 6 lightest songs. When you play with Franzilla or
Yeah.
Palisades, you play your 6 heaviest songs. It allows you to be a good fit for just about any show. Like we opened for Landon from The Plot in You. That was fucking sick.
God, I cried.
That was
When
a
I
really
saw
show.
the message before everybody else did, and I didn't respond to it, but I was like in the group chat in all caps. I was like, we're fucking playing this show. I was like, if none of you can play it, I don't care. We're finding somebody else. Because I love The Plot in You.
Yeah.
I fucking love them. I prefer the older heavy shit, but I
Yeah.
love them. So when we, I don't remember who, I don't remember it. I just remember I got the message to the band page was like, hey, do you guys want to open for Landon Tours? And I was like, fucking screamed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, that was a
Oh
fun
my
show
God,
too. And
yeah.
Landon is such a sweet dude. We talked about like getting drunk on tour, like for like half an hour just on the
Yeah.
show, just because he was like,
We don't
they
do
told a
that.
really funny story about like not being able to find their hotel room the night before in Denver.
Oh,
And so then we were just talking about just like tour misadventures. Like he's such a
Yeah.
sweet dude. Yeah, we met a lot of really nice people at that show. All the people that like all the fans in the audience like that still pay attention to us. Like they're literally some of the sweetest people we've ever interacted with. It was
That's
awesome.
rad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not to keep going back to A Day to Remember, but like they're kind of the same way. You can click on Heartless
Oh yeah, baby.
and you hear like something super heavy, and then you click
Nick knows
on
what's up.
I Surrender, which is like basically a pop song.
That's what I was gonna say too, kind of like that. Like we don't do a single thing to any of our instruments at all to like
Yeah.
change. We don't have like pedals. Like I don't know what the fuck you. I don't know.
I have a fucking,
I have a
my
tuner
own- I have-
pedal.
yeah, I have a tuner and a
Yeah.
Compressor.
So it's not like we're not
Yeah.
changing our tone.
But I
Noise
think
gate.
Anything.
That's
the word, noise
proof
gate. I have
that
noise
you're
gate.
actually playing the music that you want to play. That you're not trying to like, cater to anybody.
Yeah,
we
I
don't
mean-
need all those stinking pedals that you
Yeah,
have
fuck
sitting
your
behind
pedals,
you.
man.
I actually,
Because I
would,
can't play guitar.
I would love
so-
to have
Maybe
all
that-
of those pedals.
I don't know.
I am
Yeah, I
jealous.
mean, I write what I want to hear essentially.
Yeah.
So I mean, I like pop punk with breakdowns. I want to hear more pop punk with breakdowns.
Hell yeah.
That's
Easy
it.
Core needs to make a comeback for sure. There's a band that I had actually started listening to recently.
Oh, we know 'em.
Probably.
It was something about bears.
Abandoned by
Abandoned by
Bears.
Yeah.
That band.
Abandoned
Fox.
by Bears. Yeah, they're fucking
All right, listen.
rad.
All I'm saying is that I think Easy Core is going to make a comeback.
Yeah.
We got
It's
Out of It from New York City, A Better Hand from Minneapolis. We got Belmont, who's arguably going to be like the next up and comer.
Belmont's
I
in
wish
the
I
middle.
was 16 again. So that I
Belmont-
would know.
all right, don't-
Yeah,
Belmont-
like Hopes on
Good
Hold
metal.
from
I was
Alabama.
saying you
Like,
guys are like 16.
I mean,
You need
honestly,
to
it's
listen to
Days to
Belmont.
Remember. Yeah, you need to listen to
You
Belmont.
when this is
Yeah.
done, we're showing you Belmont.
I've played with Belmont.
Okay, well there you go.
They're
Then
awesome.
why'd you say you don't know who these bands are? You
I mean,
lying?
I know of them.
Caught in a
some of
lie.
them. No, I just said I wish I was 16 so I would know like about all the ones coming out.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Because like otherwise I don't hear about it. Like I don't read alternative press anymore, or
Toledo's.
because that's how I used to find out about
That was
bands.
hard,
But then they just have Panic at the Disco and somebody else on the cover alternating times. Paramore and Panic at the Disco
but yeah.
every other time. So
And water parks every once in so often.
but yeah, that would be cool.
Easy, yeah.
If Easy Core made a comeback, I'd start.
Hey, man, there's
because I still love 4 Years Strong, Beavers.
What do you mean? I still love 4 Years Strong.
No, I love 4 Years Strong too. That's what I'm saying. Is like I still
It'll be
love
cool
those
to like
bands,
4 Years
so
Strong
if it
again.
came back, I would start listening to it again because I love 4 Years Strong. Abandoned by Bears, even though I couldn't remember their name.
Do you remember?
I wrestled a bear once.
Yeah, I did remember.
Did you see the
No.
one tour? I think Me versus Hero came.
I never got to see Me versus.
They came to like Colorado once.
Yeah, well, because they're not from.
They're for the UK.
America.
I think. Yeah.
Oh, that band was so good. There's so many just like underrated easycore bands that when the genre sort of started to die, they all went with it. Like,
Yeah.
where did Chunk No Captain Chunk go?
Dude, don't talk about that.
You know what? The thing about Chunk No Captain Chunk, sorry to fans of them, but like I really loved their music until I saw them at Warped Tour and everything was backing tracks and it just seemed like they weren't actually playing. Kind of like the time I saw Metro Station.
Oh god.
I
You-
almost-
I have a
Back
story.
in 2009.
I have a story
I-
about Metro Station.
I expect that out of Metro
Oh
Station.
yeah?
At Warped Tour 2015, they were playing really early on one of the Journey stages, and I walked by and really loud between songs.
In Denver?
Yeah, they were on Warped Tour.
In 2015?
Yeah.
What
Oh,
the
yeah.
fuck didn't I see?
I yelled, Trey Cyrus sucks between songs, and he said, who the fuck said that? And I ran the fuck away.
Oh
Why
damn.
would you say that, dude? Trey Cyrus is a big old cutie.
Fun
Yeah,
fact,
whole family's got
since
it.
he's not here to say it for himself, learn a lot about your bandmates on tour. Learned from Jackson, our guitar player, that Shake It is the song that made him want to have sex.
That is
Wow,
odd.
man.
Yeah, that's what he told me. He said that he's like, I heard that song and
He
I
needed
knew.
a song to
He was
make
like,
him
I
wanna
knew
do
I
that.
wanted to fuck a girl. He was like 12.
That'd make
okay. I mean,
What made you want to have sex?
Don't say fuck a girl, say
Porn.
make love.
Porn.
to answer your question, Coy.
All right, so I wanted to go back to the whole you guys playing with the main because I know you've told me this story, but tell me again and tell everybody else because
They're so sick of hearing this.
I'm sure a lot of people are thinking, how
I'll tell the
the
story.
hell do you get a show at the main?
I kind of want to
Because
hear your version.
I've been listening to them since like 2008-ish, and like I've loved that band. So of course, when I saw that you guys opened for them, I was extremely jealous because I've loved every album since Can't Stop, Won't Stop. So
Dude, you see they're playing that in full this winter?
really,
Yeah,
Did
in
not see
Arizona.
that.
Yeah, I'm
it's
following
just
that.
crazy because he doesn't sing any of the high parts anymore. He
Oh,
like
No, he
sings
doesn't.
lower a
He had
lot.
not got that voice
Mhm.
anywhere.
Yeah, he
No.
doesn't. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah,
It still sounds
that
good,
sucks.
but it's weird.
Anyway,
So-
so
All right, I want to hear Coy's version
So-
first, and then I'll tell my version.
So when we played with the main, when our band, when this band played with the main,
We were not.
I was at home playing Call of Duty, probably Black Ops 2. That's my version of the story. So
and
Dude.
that's why Andrew tells
Were
the
you
official
Master
story.
Prestige?
no.
All right, so here's what went down.
Masters and, like,
In 2016, so every summer I go to New York, just because that's like where I consider myself like from in the U.S. at least.
Do you have like friends and family there?
Yeah, one of my best friend actually lives there.
Nice.
Harry, it's funny, we're both Korean adoptees. He's born one day after me, so we could be brothers for all I know.
That is
But anyway, so I went out there to go to Warped Tour with him, and I was watching the main, and the only songs I knew at the time were like "Growing Up," "Inside of You," "Everything I Ask For," and "Girls Do What They Want." It's just the big ones.
Yeah.
And so they played "Girls Do What They Want," and I was like, "Oh, dude, I got a crowser." And John, and this was 2 years ago. John goes, "That young man, bring him up on stage." And I said, "What the
That's
fuck?"
what started.
I said, "What the fuck?" As I'm being brought up, right?
'Cause
So
I
I get up
remember
there.
I saw you 2 years ago in Denver when they brought you up.
Oh yeah, no, I'll get to
know-
that. I'll get to
I
that.
didn't know about 1,000 Miles. of
I'll
Fire
get to
yet.
that. Yeah.
Anyway.
So he brought me up and I sang, and at the very end he goes, "Dude," he takes his ear out. He's like, "You were awesome," and I was like, "I have my own band," and he goes, "Fuck yeah, that's cool." He's like, "You keep doing that," and then they pulled me off stage and like 8123 the account posted a picture. Like it's crazy. I have it on my wall. It's me and John doing this in front of like 4,000 people.
Yeah.
It's insane.
At the
I wish that were
8123.
No, at New York World Tour, Long
Okay.
Island. It was insane. And so when I came to Denver, they were walking the line with their set time, right? And they walked by me and I went, "Hey, I just want to tell you guys like how much that meant to me." And I have the picture in my wallet and they go, "Dude," they're like, "We just talked about you in an interview in Salt Lake City." And I was like,
That's insane.
"What?" And they go, "Do you want to do it again?" And I was like, "Yes." And John, and he
So
goes,
that was planned.
That
They
one
made
was
it look
planned.
Totally random.
No. John, they're like, Kennedy, the guitarist, was like, "I'll tell John." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God." And so, yeah, that happened in Denver. And then that was 2016. That January of 2017, I flew out to 8123 Fest, did it again. And this is my favorite part of the story because on stage, right? I was like, hey John, can I say something to the crowd real quick? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, so this band means the world to me, and we're trying to open for them in Denver, and make some noise if you want that to happen. And the crowd just fucking lost it. And the manager's sitting side stage like this, and he goes,
Absolutely not.
okay. And so he's the drummer's brother. And so he walks to the drummer and he tells him, he's like, yeah, let the kid fucking open. That was awesome. And so then they're like pointing at the drummer and his brother. And I go back there and they're like, yes, you can open the show. He's like, we'll be in contact with you guys. And John goes, it's officially opening for us in Denver. And the crowd just fucking loses it. It was like 3,700 people. So that's how we got that show. And then I did it one more time this summer, just for the hell of it.
Damn.
Can I open for them again?
You want to talk about a cutie?
John from the Maine?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
He's just got that sex appeal that like
These are
he
really,
gets down
really-
on stage, like he doesn't go nuts, but he's got like just the way he
The
walks
groove.
and moves. Oh yeah.
He made me want to have sex. That's,
Yeah,
that's
dude,
my
he's a
story.
really good look. Like, see, especially when he like have you ever met him?
I can't remember.
When you talk to him face to face, you're just you just start realizing like, dude, this guy literally has like a perfect face structure. Like, it's
I think
uncanny.
I
Just
went
like
to a
Coy.
signing, but yeah, that's a big thing about him is that chiseled like jaw, his cheeks.
Yeah, dude.
He's a good looking dude.
I'll clip this part and send it to him. See what he says.
Oh, no.
That would be
We're all
rad.
talking like sex appeal on him. He's like,
I mean, he's probably gonna
blocked.
dig it,
It's
dude.
probably like blocked. Let's see.
There's nothing wrong.
Never
with that.
opening for us again.
You know,
Gone.
there's just some artists that have that sex appeal that you're like,
Oh, dude, this
even
one
if you're
dude.
a guy, you're like,
Ooh, what band is it? He
Alright.
plays guitar.
Austin
he
Carlisle.
sings, and I think they're called the Backseaters. That guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we're thinking of.
Bro, he's packing some schmeat.
Oh, yeah, he is.
So yeah, that's that story. And we show up to load in,
yeah.
right? I'm walking in, pushing our little case, like
So
a
that was
regular
the
case.
first time you played main stage at Summit.
No.
Okay, we'll go back to that. But anyway,
So I'm pushing the
That was
case
on
in, and
camera.
they're sound checking, and they're just like, they're just waiting around for everything to like the sound guy to adjust things. And they all look at me, and John goes, Andrew, and I was like, I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna
That's
freak out. I'm gonna
insane.
freak out. So then, we sound check, and like I said hi to them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we went on their bus to get like the tour credentials. That was sick.
That'd be like Brian Fallon knowing who I am. I would shit a fucking brick.
Yeah, like
Do
Jared and Kennedy were like showing me their guitars backstage, like it was nuts. And so come time to show, we're standing backstage and we played 20 minutes after doors, and apparently there was something like 700 tickets scanned
Damn.
by 20 minutes into doors. And we walked on stage, like their tour manager like showing the flashlight on the stairs. He goes, all right, it's your go. And we walked out there to like what seemed like 1 million people. And I was like, oh my God, I can't cry. Finished the set. It was
Yeah.
only 20 minutes long.
Oh, I cried.
Took my amp and my guitar, walked off stage, sat on the couch, and cried my eyes out.
God damn.
It was insane, dude. Like being able to play with like one of your favorite bands in the world and like have them be so nice to you and like so openly
Yeah.
support what you're doing, and like they've retweeted us like when we cover them and shit.
Yeah.
Like that's just crazy to me. You know what I mean? It's insane
Definitely was
to have
cool,
that
like-
support behind you.
Yeah.
He told the story better than you, Coy.
No, my
Clearly.
version was pretty good.
There's also I would
Yeah.
like to point out in one of the videos that one of my parents took, they're up on the balcony, right? So you can kind of see towards the backstage.
Mhm.
3 of the 5 guys from the main are on the ramp to the stage watching us the whole set.
Yeah.
It's
See, that's the cool thing about like being in a band is, God forbid nothing happen or, you fall out of it at some point in life, like you've got to do some cool shit. And like,
absolutely.
nobody can take that away from you. Even if, nothing comes of it, you can be like, I went on tour. I played with my favorite band. Like I did all that shit. And like, that's what I try and remind myself when it kind of seems like there's no progression. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just sit and go, I've done some cool shit.
Yeah, no, I feel exactly
Like
that
playing
way.
drums for 1,000 miles of fire.
Well, I mean, even if you don't necessarily go anywhere huge, it's
Yeah.
most people. Like I know a lot of people who want to go
Yeah.
on tour and never will
Yeah.
because it's
Or a
kind of
lot people
scary
who want to play a show
and never will because it's
Yeah.
scary and they don't know how to start. You just got to do it.
Yeah.
Like I never thought I would get to. I just commented on a Facebook post, and 5 months after that, I was on tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, and before that, you were just talking to some random kid at
Yeah.
college orientation. Crazy how far you can come. Oop.
Coy.
What?
Son of a bitch.
We blame everything on Coy.
We were having an emotional moment, and Coy fucked it up.
Oh, it's good. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, the
Good.
way it happened when I went with If I Fail is we were literally bowling and they were talking about how their guitar player left. And they said something, we have this tour book, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I'll play. Just kidding. And then Colin looks at me and he goes, do you want to play? And he goes, you're going to play. And he had this sense about him that was like, if he tells you you're going to do something, you like kind of say, nah, okay.
Yeah, I remember meeting him for the first time.
Yeah.
Such a sweet guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was one of my favorite people.
Yeah.
Amazing.
What an awesome guy.
Yeah. But playing with Maine, just like hearing you tell that story and like seeing your face, hearing it in your voice, like makes me fucking like, I don't know.
Oh, you're smiling.
Yeah, it makes me super fucking happy. Like that's the coolest shit ever.
Dude, it's like, I think the one thing I've taken away from this band is I didn't know like what being on top of the world really felt like until I did this. Like that was one of the, like the Maine was a big moment for me. Like getting to sing at Warped Tour was a big moment for me. Playing the first show out of state on tour was a big moment for me. The homecoming show with these guys here was a big moment for me.
Yeah.
Like the whole Twitter thing and having so many people like tell us your song fucking rules. Like that was, I teared up, man. It was awesome. So, I mean, yeah, even if this doesn't go anywhere, like we can all say that we've done some really, really cool stuff. So, I mean, I wouldn't trade it for the fucking world. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's what I think the coolest part is too. Like the happiest I've been, not I don't want to say happiest, but like the most genuine I have felt about this band was yesterday when our fucking Twitters are blowing up and it's literally just on a social media.
And it's just Twitter and it's people we've never met. There was a girl in Finland. It was like, I wish I could print out flyers that tell everybody in Finland to go follow you guys. And I was like, do it.
Yeah, no, I am working on flyers to send to them.
Like,
damn. That's what's crazy about the internet is like that wouldn't have happened before.
And
I know.
mean, as much as I hated all of them by the end of tour, I was so done. A week,
All of them?
yeah, all of them, dude. A week after we were back, I was like, I want to go back. Like it's so much fun. Like even all of the bitching and fighting you get from seeing each other for hundreds of hours straight. I wouldn't trade any of that for the world.
Yeah.
This man opened the bathroom door when I was butt ass naked and tried to box.
Look, you talk shit, you get hit, even if you're taking a shit.
Remember that video where you're trying to like drink a beer or something? I just started undoing
Like,
my pants.
definitely.
We're staying in your uncle's house and like I'm
Oh
like
my
taking
God.
a Snapchat of Noah. And then Andrew just kind of comes by and he takes his pants off.
Yeah.
That was like the goofiest thing we did was when we went on tour, there was this app that came out and it was like Rap Battle.
Oh, dude.
And we got obsessed with it. And it always like, it would spark a battle between usually me and Ian when one of us was taking a shit. Cause you're on your phone and then you're like, I'm gonna fucking rap battle. We didn't rap battle anybody else. Like anybody tried, like went to our profile or whatever and tried to battle us. We were like,
Like, fuck you, you're not taking a shit.
I'm gonna go battle Ian now.
Another funny story from tour is like Noah would just have these bursts where for like 5 minutes he would just roast the shit out of you and then just stop, right? I called it the wrath of Noah. But one time he roasted me for like 5 minutes, right? I was like, I'm expecting this, and then I just stopped talking. And he goes, Andrew, I've been really mean to you today. I'm sorry. And I just didn't say a word. And he goes, why the fuck aren't you talking? And I just looked at him and I was like, and he went from like being really mad to like starting to laugh to like wanting to slap. I don't know. It's just dude, living in a van and in
Coy's
hotels.
not allowed to drive.
Oh, he's never allowed to
Oh
drive.
my
dude.
god. Tell
There's
that
a
story.
video.
Well,
Tell the
you-
story.
Okay, so we were driving around Iowa City at like midnight
Trying to
looking
find
for food.
Yeah.
And we
Pizza.
found a place.
And I
And
have
turning into it, he hit the curb like 6 times.
what? No,
Turning into this.
I did not hit the
Turning
curb.
yes, you
once.
did.
Yeah, no, you hit
Yes,
the
you
curb
did.
at least twice.
And to be fair, I hit the curb like every day.
Like
Like at least
100 times.
at least once a day, usually twice. But Coy was speeding at midnight in Iowa City. And so we went in and ordered the pizza, and you could tell that the guy at the counter was like, get the fuck out. So we were
Yeah.
waiting outside, and there's just a video and I don't know if you can see it, but Andrew's taking the video, and I think Jackson and I are chasing Coy with our shoes off.
And they're
And I
like
just
beating
go,
him.
"Fuck you, Coy!"
And then like
my
they're throwing
shoe
their
just
shoes at him, and like you
flies.
can hear me like
Okay.
crying, hysterically laughing.
I think I maybe hit the curb like once pulling into the parking
To be
lot.
fair, he
And then
drove
everyone,
the
I
least.
have 4 backseat drivers, just
Yeah.
fucking screaming at me for it. And I'm like, all right, fuck these guys. And I like step on the fucking gas really like fast
Okay.
in a parking lot.
You guys were
and
asleep.
everyone's like, fuck you.
You
Even,
guys
like,
were
no one-
asleep.
I was the best driver.
But on the
Frank
way
was.
back, we were in Nebraska when we were driving back, and you guys were asleep, and Jackson was driving, and I was in the passenger seat, and we were talking, and we got into like a really deep talk about like depression and shit. And Frank just sits up from behind the driver's seat and goes, "You guys are fucking pussies," and he just laid back down.
I have another story about Frank too. So for day 1 was in Wichita, right? Day 2 was all the way in Chicago. That's a 13 and a half hour
donut
drive.
shop and a donut and boba shop in
It was
Wichita.
sick.
So
It was
you
super
should,
sick.
You should play there.
I do love both those things.
You get free donut.
Yeah, you get free donuts when you play there. But so 13 hours, right? I took like the first 2.5 hours ish, and I was like,
yeah.
I had exerted so much energy on the first night. I was just like, I'm gonna pussy out. I'm just gonna do it. I mean, you're right, but go off, I guess. Thanks, Noah.
Did you
So-
guys do like a tour kickoff show? I can't remember.
No, we
We
did
did a
a
homecoming
homecoming show.
Okay.
But so we did that, and I drove like 2.5 hours, and I was like, all right, Frank, you take over. And I shit you not, Frank did like 7-8 hours all the way through the middle of the night.
He
Just
did.
kept
I
going,
woke up and
kept
Frank was
going.
still driving. I do want to say the worst part about Andrew driving at night is he'd put on the main. I would sleep for 3 hours. I would wake up and it would still be the main.
Damn.
Like he just
Oh, yeah.
only listened to the main when he was driving. And I mean, I just want to know, we were kind of talking about Frank and he's not here, so none of you guys know what he looks like, but he learned the entire tour set in 3 days.
Yeah,
Damn.
he called me
Right.
and I was like, look, dude, we need a drummer for a tour. And he's like, dude, that's so late in advance. And I was like, I know, I'm sorry. And he calls me, so that was 4 days before the tour, right? So we're just
Yeah.
gonna roll with drum tracks. 3 days before the tour, he calls me first thing in the morning. It's like 7 a.m. and he goes, so I work from home most of the time, and when I don't work from home, I work at a school, and they're done for the year. So I'm in. And I was like,
Damn.
how fast can you learn these songs? He goes, give me 3 days.
We practiced at like 2 a.m. in a storage locker by Dove Valley
Yeah,
the day before we left.
and
Yeah.
he killed it.
And he had all the songs down. It was insane.
That's right.
And Jackson learned the songs in like 2 weeks.
Nice.
So
Yeah, no, I mean, we're
I didn't
so
know anyone.
blessed to have those two in our team
Seems
with
kind
us.
of like it was meant to be.
Yeah, no,
That's
Yeah.
right.
Easily best friends now.
yeah, they're amazing people. We
Yeah.
love them. so
Are they?
much.
They're playing on the singles that you have coming out too.
they're playing on the new one.
Not who we could be. We did all of who
Yeah.
we could be, but
Okay.
Frank and Jackson are on the new one. And,
Nice.
you'll see that in the credits. They fucking killed it. We love
Awesome.
those guys.
So what are you guys listening to right now? Like what?
Your sultry
bands?
voice.
Oh Jesus!
For-
Like
wait,
what bands? Like if today I was like, throw on some music. What is your like go to that you would go to other than?
I've been listening. I don't know. I've been kind of listening to a variety lately. I've been listening to a lot of Turnover, which we were talking about before the
Yes.
podcast. But I've also
Sweet,
been
sweet.
listening to a lot of this band from Salt Lake City. They're not really a hardcore band, but they're heavy as fuck. Called
Yeah.
Cult Leader.
Okay.
I went and saw them like a week ago at Lost Lake, and that was the shit, man.
I still haven't been there.
It
It's
sucks.
an awesome
Yeah.
venue.
It's awesome to play. It sucks to be there because it's so fucking hot and it smells like a frat house.
Nice.
But
It's
it's,
a
really
venue.
fun to play.
It's a sick venue.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
There's this band so when the whole Twitter phenomenon happened, the person that was doing our art promoted another band called First and Forever, and they have a one song out. It's called Chicago, and it is fucking
great.
real. It slaps
Yeah.
so fucking hard, dog. Like I'll play it for you after this. It's so good. It's like what Mayday Parade should have been. Like they have the kind of gritty
Yeah.
Jason Lancaster. It's like really fast paced emo pop punk. It's
got
like
so
everything
much
I could have
for Mayday Parade's career.
everything I could have wanted in an
Yeah.
emo pop punk song. So I'm listening to that.
Yeah.
Old Chelsea Grin. I've had the Chelsea Grin EP on repeat. I don't know why. I just love that EP. Kruka Banger is sick.
Yeah.
The new Iceland Kills album is pretty sick. And
Shit's stuck in my head now.
Hopes on Hold is another like underrated, like smaller easycore
Great.
band.
Yeah.
That whole record I have on it. Repeat.
See, other than Ice Nine Kills and Chelsea Grin, I've never heard of those other two.
The other two are great. They're
Yeah.
smaller bands. They're awesome. We're actually we got brought together because a lot of our fans are mutuals with First and Forever, and I was
Nice.
like, we should just tour. And they're like, yeah, it's a great idea. So we're talking about it right now.
You're fucking cheating, dude. You're
I
actually
have to
you're
look at
looking
my
your recents.
recently
What
listened.
about you, Coy?
My phone's dead, so I can't do that.
What'd you listen to recently?
I don't know.
Dr. Dead phone over here.
Yeah,
First and Forever.
He lost his
Yeah.
notes. He had notes
I-
to respond to your questions with.
that's not true. I do keep notes of like my favorite bands because when someone asks me that, you think
Yeah.
there's like fucking 70 fucking bands on there. So I also have a really long list that no one's gonna get to experience.
Coy's only
Of
been
song
listening
names.
to Nightcore remixes
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Yeah, I only do Nightcore remixes. So
Nightcore?
it's
Yeah, no, you don't like
really
anime, you
bad.
like-
Yeah, you just speed
Okay.
up the song and change the pitch.
You said the A word and I was out. So
No, for real though, I think.
there's that.
What have I been listening to? I listen to new Chelsea Grin.
Yeah.
Dude, what were you
Because-
listening to when you pulled up? That was
Old
heavy as
Chelsea. That was
shit.
old Chelsea.
Oh,
He
Oh,
was playing
yeah,
that.
dude, it was Krugermeyer.
Yeah, he's playing that. And
I love that EP.
I like
I love it.
I like all the bands that switch vocalists. I like the new Chelsea Grin. I
Uh-huh.
like new Lorna Shore.
Really?
Oh yeah, I think it's
I
great.
really like
I think
Lorna
it's
Shore.
real big good.
What? A
um,
real big good.
the real big. Good.
I'm the only one in the band who listens to real metal.
All right. Deathcore
Weird
is way
flex, but
better
okay.
than death metal.
Weird,
Oh God, I
weird flex,
remember
but
this
okay.
debate. That's still going.
It just resurfaced.
It's an
actually.
internal. It's an internal.
It's because
debate.
Koi is 11 and Noah's 12.
Yeah, it's because I grew out of deathcore. Actually, I matured. I only.
All right, I'm
listen
gonna switch
to
it around. So
Cannibal
Noah's now an
Corpse.
11-year-old
Yeah.
hipster, thinks he's cool, and has discovered black metal Tumblr for the first time, and Koi is 12 years old.
Yeah, actually, what,
I've been
actually,
staying
that's
true to
pretty
the scene.
accurate. You know, let's open Tumblr real quick.
Please don't.
It's too late. It already happened.
I wish I could plug this
It
band.
won't load.
I can plug this band called Aiming for Average. They're not a band anymore. They broke up.
Oh, they're
because-
so fucking good. Go listen to
Aiming
Snake Eyes.
for average.
Aiming for average.
for average.
average.
They're like they're seriously like, in my opinion, they're one of like my top 5 bands, and they're like not
Where
even
they
bigger
from?
than hometown.
Where are they
Chicago.
from?
Chicago.
Chicago.
They're from Chicago.
Yeah, no. So when I went down there with Almost Maine, that's
Yeah.
how I found them. They played first.
Bye,
They played
Nick.
first, and they were amazing. They have this crazy horn part, and when the bridge of one of their songs, Snake Eyes, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Love that band. So,
What I was saving for the podcast that I wanted to talk to you about is you are in Rain in July's music video, and you are in Almost Maine's music video, and I have taken it upon myself to think of you as the Where's Waldo of Colorado pop punk music videos. Would that be true?
Instead,
Is he going to be in your music video?
instead of
We're not pop punk.
I know, but he's
I mean,
gonna
he
be in your
can be
music
for
video.
sure.
instead of
We
the
do need a
striped
couple
shirt,
for our next music
Yeah.
video. We need a couple.
instead of the striped shirt,
Yeah.
it's him fucking vaping too. It's
Oh my
awful.
god!
Does he
In
vape in
every
both of them?
video, dude.
I vape
Well,
the Rain in July one.
in the,
It's
yeah,
like an
in the
icon.
almost
I
Maine
know
music,
that because you're
nah.
like the cool guy who's.
Well, okay. Here's the funny part. So I'm getting dressed for the day, right? And
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to head over there, and Justin says, "Hey." And I want to preface this. It was gonna be like 100 degrees out. You know, if you leave your vape out in 100-degree heat, the batteries explode.
Yeah.
I was gonna leave it at home because I didn't want to deal with it, and I was, put my swimsuit in the bag, and all my lighting gear was in my trunk because I did the lighting for the latter part of the video. And
Yeah.
Justin goes, "Hey, did you read the script?" And I said, "I read some of it." Why? I was like, "I know my parts." He goes, "Do you have your vape?" And I said, "Wasn't planning on bringing on it." And he goes, "Well, clearly you didn't read the script. Bring your vape." And I said, "What?" What? Okay. And I roll up, and he goes, "All right, this is clearly the part you missed." He circles it, and he says, "I need you to do this." And I read it, and I was like, "Oh my fucking god!"
Can we plug Justin Urban? real
Justin
quick?
Irvin, amazing videographer and photographer. He's the goat.
I love the gerb.
Gerbs,
Yeah.
the boy.
Everyone that helps us is the goat.
So, are there any other music videos you're planning to be in?
Well, I worked on Silver and Gold's music video, but I wasn't
Who?
in it. Silver and Gold.
Oh, okay.
I worked on that one. Did some really, really cool ambient lighting for that one. It was sick. We
Yeah.
did it in the UNC recording hall
Nice.
up in Greeley, and I don't know. We created this really wild, really washed out, mellowed, like yellow and white sort of atmosphere.
Yeah.
With some of the movers and the LED cans that I had, and they
Nice.
played in front of that, and it looked awesome. So,
Right on.
I mean, I was
Is
part
that
of
out
that.
yet?
No, it will be out soon. I was a part of that, but I'm not going to in any music videos.
Yeah.
And you're not in any of Contender's music videos. What's up?
You mean the
Man,
one?
how did I not say Contender for what I'm listening to? How did none of us say that? We should be ashamed.
Well,
You-
I,
Jake
I
should've
live
said
with
it.
Contender.
Jake
I'm on a
should've said
death
it.
metal kick, so I've
You're
only
always
been
on-
listening
you're
to like
always
Your
on
opinion
death
doesn't
metal.
matter.
like Blood Incantation. That's the best local Denver death metal band, listen
Well,
to
it's
them, or
funny
you're
'cause
a
I've never
poser.
heard them.
Well, it's because you have shitty taste in
Are
music.
there death metal bands in Denver?
There is such a big death metal scene in Denver. I can name so many bands. You better buckle up if you want me to get into
No,
this.
please don't.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying, we're just gonna talk about death
Oh,
metal. We gotta
God.
go.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, I mean, it's been hard for me to pay attention to anything because I've just had 1975 on loop in my brain.
Oh, dude, that album is so good.
Like it's not living if it's not with you or whatever is just like that beat has been on replay in my brain. Also, Annika and I decided that for our first dance, it's going to be to the song off that album, Couldn't Be More in Love.
Yeah, dude.
Wait, when
Yeah.
you say first dance, are you?
You didn't know
What? Did you not know that?
What the fuck?
Where were you?
Did you get married?
You were looking at
No.
him before the podcast when he was talking about how they were planning wedding shit.
Yeah.
I was looking at Jake a lot, but his eyes took over and
Oh my
his
God.
mouth was out of there. Are you? Wait, is that?
I
Yeah,
saw those.
when?
I saw those throwback
Technically, I
pictures of you.
proposed to her back in 2015, right before Christmas.
Oh yeah, so pretty pretty recent. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's taken a little while, but it took going to our friends' weddings like this summer and stuff for us to just say, let's fucking do it. It's kind of like tour. Costs a lot of money. It's a big endeavor. Endeavor. You just gotta.
It's
jump
gonna be
into
Denver,
it,
yeah.
so.
Is it?
Dude, it's not good to be in Denver anymore.
I
No, it's
is
fucking
your
expensive.
wedding gonna be in Denver?
Oh yeah. I
So
thought
you, so you got it planned.
Yeah.
And
It's.
and you didn't invite me. Wow. We were in a band
Do
together.
you know?
We were in a band
We
together.
were-
Do you know what constitutes like planning a wedding? You have to pay per person.
Do you know?
Do you
I
really?
am not. You don't-
Yeah.
I won't.
I'm amazing at inviting
I won't
Brady's
eat a
wedding.
single thing. I will just literally be there.
We're having a donut bar. It's like a brunch wedding,
Well, we
and
can
so
eat something.
instead of a cake, we're having a donut bar.
Okay, well, should have said that.
That's good.
I know the groom.
All right. Well, I guess. Man. I mean, I'm not getting married, but you're not invited. So.
I'll see what I can do.
Wow.
So, what
Don't
do you
even
guys
show
have
up, show.
planned? You have some singles.
Well,
Single.
we
More singles after
yeah.
as
that.
of right
Okay.
now.
You have one recorded.
Yeah,
One
we've got some
completely
stuff
finished.
demoed. We've got one recorded that should be out early,
February.
like early 2019, and then him and I about, I guess it was 2 weeks ago now,
Yeah.
started demoing some new shit.
Okay.
So hopefully that'll.
New shit that you
Turn
will
into
play at
something.
our
We gotta-
show
we
at
got-
Seventh Circle.
Yeah, I was gonna say. This is gonna come out.
Tell
before that.
everybody
This is
about
gonna
the
come
show.
out before that, right? Obviously, it's one of them.
I mean, yeah, we're looking at February probably.
Yeah.
Well,
For the
no, our show.
finish single.
Our show.
Oh, the show.
the show, yeah.
Oh, the show. Yeah, we're playing the
January
show
12th.
with you.
Yeah, we were playing
With
shows.
the backseaters. Kind
Man.
of each of the people that
Yeah,
don't invite you to
fucking
weddings.
assholes.
But
They tell you they have a donut bar.
yeah,
and
they
don't
tell you
invite
about
their
the
wedding.
Yeah, they
Oh,
flex,
wait,
they
wait,
flex
wait,
the
Boy,
wait.
company.
I want to
Hey.
love you so much. and
Are
make
you-
it so hard?
Are you playing your own wedding?
No.
Damn.
Okay.
F. Next question.
We'll play your wedding if you give us donuts.
I'm serious. We'll learn.
I'm not showing up
We'll
for
learn
that.
a bunch of slow jams.
We'll dress up. We'll play them real well. Nobody will.
I'm
You
not.
have to
we
play
will
a
play
lot
them
of
better
Dave
than my
Brubeck,
grammar in that
Thelonious Monk,
sentence.
Miles Davis.
I love.
Okay, but Miles Davis is hard. I love Miles Davis.
Thelonious Monk, best pianist. Period.
It's so good.
Period.
I don't know what that is. You get a little yo-yo ma. I got some friends who own cellos. I can hook you up. I don't know if they know how to play them.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
January
show up
12th at Seventh Circle. You guys, us,
Cauldron Point.
Cauldron Point.
And the
Birdhouse
Birdhouse
View.
View.
I don't think I've heard.
I've never heard of
the other
that.
two
Well,
bands.
Cauldron Point hit us up. They're a touring band, so they're not from here.
They organize the show.
Yeah,
Yeah, they hit us
all
up.
close together.
Okay.
And then
And
we
what about
recommended
Birdhouse?
you to them.
Okay.
I don't know anything.
We invite
about
you to
Birdhouse
things.
View.
Must be
Yeah,
nice.
see, we
Fuck
invited.
off!
Oh, that was good.
Jesus.
I bet he invited Nick.
Who
Just
was
not
it?
you.
Oh, he was the one that hit us up to play the show.
Yeah,
So we sent them your way.
I don't know why you.
because they were like,
just
we
did
need
the
one
other
more band.
person.
You know anybody? And I was like, go hit up fucking the Backseaters.
Yeah, all
He
the
was
other
like,
bands
oh.
we said first didn't want to do it. So you're our last choice.
I literally
Can I
picked
just
them
tell you
first.
that I appreciate that you think of us?
Do you know, I've recommended
I think
you a
you
lot of
lied.
times
Really?
that people ask if we want to play with them and we have a show literally the next day.
Yeah.
I just think
Apparently they don't follow through.
That happens a lot.
It does happen a lot.
Where we recommend
I
you
can't
and like
decide if that
four
makes
other
me happy or
bands. Well, I think you should be happy because I don't think the shows happen. Because
Yeah, I don't
never
think they do
hear
either.
anything about the shows
Okay.
after that. They hit us up. They're like, hey,
Well, I
we're
just
playing
want
a show.
to say thank you so much and that I appreciate
Yeah, dude, of
Of course,
You
we're
guys are
stoked.
fucking awesome.
We're stoked for that show.
That's
I
cool.
love. I actually have
Same.
never played Seventh Circle because the show they played with Belmont,
Yeah.
I had to work that night and I couldn't get out of it.
Oh, damn.
So I'm really excited to play there
Dude, I love
Yeah.
that.
because it's
That's-
like really close to my house.
My big
So when
one.
I started the Backseaters when I was 18, there was just acoustic, or maybe, yeah, it was when I was 18. Seventh Circle, and that's when it was like still like in its beginning stages, like after it was the
Was it-
Blastomat.
Yeah, remember were you around when they did that one time when it was the Federal Funhouse? They put that on the
my
show
God, I
flyer,
remember that.
and
I
no
can-
one knew it was at Seventh Circle. Everyone's like, "What the fuck is the Federal Funhouse?"
Yeah, and it was the same address and everything, and people just couldn't put it together.
yeah.
Do you
I don't know.
do you remember Rhinoceropolis?
No.
Oh, I remember
But
Ryan.
anyway, Seventh Circle and this little dive bar. Well, the Lion's Lair didn't come till later, but Seventh Circle was like the only place that would take a chance on having me play there when it was just acoustic.
Yeah.
So that place has a.
Yeah, we played one of our
Special
first
spot in my heart.
bigger shows there.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Oh yeah.
But
That
one
show
of your
sold out.
first shows was at Rocky Mountain Soundgarden,
Hmm.
the February Falls.
Yeah, that you were also in, and I was, dude. You know, I was 14 years old when we played that show.
Was it a birthday party?
God damn.
It was my birthday. I turned 14 that night.
It was your birthday.
You didn't come to my birthday show. What's wrong with you?
Oh, all right.
You didn't say happy birthday to me on my Facebook.
Obviously,
You
it's
didn't say happy
someone's fucking
birthday to me
bedtime.
either.
Both of you.
Cox.
Did I
At
say
least I don't
go to
hate
your
John
Facebook?
Mayer.
Yeah.
What?
I don't hate John Mayer though.
You know what? Can we just all be equals and all be friends?
You just
Okay?
want to move on from John
Just
Mayer. I
all-
yeah.
understand.
Can we just have fun at a wedding?
So this is what happens when Phil's not here. It
Oh,
goes
yeah,
between
dude.
all of us.
Yeah,
Except for
so-
me and Andrew. Have you ever noticed there's no animosity between me and Andrew?
Was he invited to the wedding?
I bet he was, dude. That's
Were
probably
you
what it is.
saying-
No, and he hasn't been fighting Nick over there, so I bet Nick got invited to the
All
wedding
right.
too.
So
Nick-
you have the
Nick is actually
singles
my date to the
coming out.
wedding.
Yeah.
You're planning a music video.
Can we want to be the first to break the new stuff?
New
The
stuff.
news?
New stuff.
Break the news.
He looks
Yeah.
really confused.
No, he's the one that suggested it.
We're
I'm
expecting
confused.
actually.
Mhm.
Expecting to
to
expecting to re-release. We're gonna re-release
Do you need me to speak
some
for
of our
you?
songs off our old EP. Like
Okay.
we were talking about earlier, how just production isn't like obviously there's a huge
Yeah.
gap.
And they're good songs. That's the thing about it. We're
Yeah.
doing the same thing. with
Yeah,
records.
we're picking.
There's just such a big gap, and I think that's like 80%, not 80,
Mhm.
maybe 50-50 of the reason our new song's blown up.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
hear
for
that.
sure.
We probably
It
would've
makes
had-
a big difference.
we would probably would have had similar results if we had, spent
Yeah.
time and money on the other ones, which we clearly didn't.
Yeah.
we play them like way different too. So
Yeah,
it's
so
gonna be,
we're-
it's gonna be so much more fun.
We're
Yeah.
gonna take like 3 or 4 songs, and we're gonna.
We already have them.
Yeah, we
We're
have
not
the
gonna
songs
tell
that
ya.
we know, but we're
What we
Not
can
gonna
tell
tell
you.
you. That's good. That's gonna.
and
be
we're
fun.
gonna take them and we're gonna sit on them and look at them kind of like they're still in the demo stage and look at things that we want to
Yeah.
change in them. So they're gonna when we re-record
That's
them, it isn't
cool.
just gonna be a re-recording. It's actually they're gonna sound like new songs basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's completely. Oh, well, not completely, but mostly reimagined, which is cool. So
I
that
hate to be like the Me Too guy, but we're doing the same thing with our song Gypsy Reoccurred.
yeah.
Put out that single like a while ago, and we're doing like literally the exact same thing, pretending it's a new song. So
Yeah, it'll
That's
it'll
rad.
be good, and it might give people a chance to say, like, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter that were like, "Wow, 1,000 Miles of Fire's song is amazing." It's like we have others. I mean, you may not
Yeah.
know about them, but that'll be the cool thing is now we can put these songs back into the people's radar that we didn't
yeah,
have before, and obviously with the new
and
shit
you'll feel
coupled
good
with that,
about promoting. it.
yeah, and then coupled with the new shit that we got going, like Noah was saying, we got 2 songs in the tube writing right now, and
Nice.
more to come.
Yeah, and it being off the EP, that show, we're at that show. In case you're listening and don't know, we're playing that whole EP.
Front to back.
So
Really?
along
Yeah,
with
we're playing those. So we're gonna play the song that we just released, "Who We Could Be." We're gonna play another new song, and then we're gonna play the whole EP front to back.
and we're gonna
Not
throw,
necessarily in that order, but
we're gonna throw some
Okay.
fun things in there too.
I'm gonna throw
Yeah,
some
we're
couple
gonna
fun
You
have
covers.
better be there.
Hell yeah.
You
surprises.
better fucking be there.
Yeah, or we're
You're-
gonna have Jake guest on one of the songs.
Yeah, it goes a little something like. I'm gonna tell you later.
Yeah, I'll tell you later.
We're not
Okay.
gonna actually.
Yeah. No,
This
we're
is news to
we,
me,
no.
so-
I just got this idea in my head. We were talking about the band
Oh,
earlier,
yeah.
but you'll see.
I just
We're gonna
thought
cover
that too.
and do a fun cover.
we're covering Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah, Hammer Smash Face.
So
You're playing drums.
Boy, would you
Jake's
do the
playing
honors
drums.
of just looking at the YouTube comments, seeing if anybody
Um,
asked anything, if we missed anything.
Yeah, let's see. There's a whole thread of people saying "fuck John."
That weird.
Oh yes.
Oh,
He's
boy.
sagging too. That's the best part.
This
Oh.
podcast is like a whole podcast of outtakes.
It really
It-
is. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
There's
Jake.
some really good shit sprinkled in though. So
Yeah, we've had some actual deep talks in the midst of all of this.
Someone wants to know who Jake's favorite member of the band is.
It's Andrew. That's an easy. I can answer that for Jake. It's
Oh.
Andrew.
I like all of you for
It's
different
Phil.
reasons.
It's Phil.
Go ahead.
I miss that motherfucker so much.
Dude, I miss Phil too. I can't wait to see it. So he, our old bassist Brady is getting married
I miss
on
Phil so
January.
Yeah.
And so Phil's his best man, and me, Phil, and Brady are all gonna have a sweet reunion at the wedding. It's gonna be awesome. I'm just excited to see Phil again. I haven't seen that kid
Yeah.
like since this last summer, really.
Yeah.
I didn't even get to play with Phil that long, and I still miss him.
I miss Phil so much.
He's a fun guy to be around.
He's a very fun guy, just like
To be fun of, yeah.
you never
He's just
you
fun.
never know what's gonna come out of his mouth. You know, I jumped the gun talking about the single because obviously that's what's gonna play at the end of the podcast. So is there anything else you would like to say about the single?
Thank you so much for listening to it. Seriously, like it sounded like a broken record.
Yeah.
I'm sure some of you saw the video I put on Twitter, but man, it's so cool to have so many of you listening to it and telling us that it's awesome. And
Yeah,
it
is
means the
awesome.
fucking world, man. Thank you guys. That's all I gotta say.
It definitely means a lot to me, because you can't find this. So for all intents and purposes, this is the first recording that I've been a part of, except
Yeah.
for a 3-minute long grindcore EP that I deleted off Bandcamp.
Oh man.
It got all the free downloads, and then like when all the free downloads were gone,
Was
I
that
deleted it.
the something fruit, whatever?
No.
No,
okay.
Menacing Fruit is a bunch of our fans.
Menacing
Fruit,
It's
okay.
like fake
But
meme band.
yeah,
It's
so the
awesome.
song means a lot to me. I'm sure it means a lot to Coy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, it's pretty cool.
that's right.
Even though we had to retrack his guitar parts.
What?
Oh, does he?
All right, we're not gonna have anybody cry on the podcast. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for coming on.
Dude, thanks for having us amidst all this fucking chaos that is our existence.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Can we just get together? Like, we don't have to have a podcast just to get together, you know?
No, dude, let's all go out to dinner or
We
something.
could like all meet up at a wedding or something.
All right. That was Miles of Fire. Thank you guys so much for coming
Hey,
on.
thanks for having us,
This
man.
is their brand new single, Who We Could Be.
Damn.
That's the end of the podcast.
Damn.
I just always need like the little, break so I know where to.
Where to put the song?
Thank you to everybody.
Yeah,
who
thanks you too.
watched. And if you want to hear the podcast and if you want to hear their single, make sure you listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts or Google Play. Thank you.